SpongeBob definitely takes his job way too seriously. We've seen this in many episodes before, but a prime example of this is Missing Identity, where he loses his name tag and instead of just getting a new one, he goes on a whole adventure. It's a good episode though, I can't complain. It does have some mistakes though. Here's the first one.
Squidward, what happened?
Huh? Oh, you fainted because you lost your name tag or something.
Ah! Huh?
Okay, so take a look at the Krusty Krab, the inside of it, the interior of it, and we'll look at Squidward's workstation and we'll notice that there's a cash register there. I mean, there should be, right? Because he's like the cashier. It's there in every other episode, but in Missing Identity, when Squidward is bragging about being a genius, that cash register is just missing. They just didn't draw it. Kinda lazy, but I'll let it slide. This is a cartoon, but it should be right there. Here's another mistake from this episode, and this one's really gonna blow your brain because it's a massive plot hole technically.
Hey, SpongeBob.
Not now, Patrick.
I know where your name tag is.
Where? I don't see my name tag up here. Now that my horrific incident of terror is over, how about some breakfast?
Did you guys catch it? So, spoiler, but at the ending of this episode, it's revealed that his name tag, SpongeBob's name tag, was on his back the entire time. Like, this dude went the whole episode just tweaking about his name tag, but it was literally attached to him the entire time. Like, I don't know if it's Patrick that's the dumb one. I love you though, SpongeBob. Anyways though, that's the big reveal at the ending of the episode. But here's the problem, right? There are multiple times where we see him from behind in this episode before the reveal. For example, when sliding into Gary here, we can see his back, or going inside the second time when he's retracing his steps, we can see his back right here, or when he's looking at the dumpster with Patrick, we can see his behind right here. Trust me, I'm showing you SpongeBob's behind for a reason, because that name tag is missing. Like I said, the whole reveal is that it was on his back the whole time, but it wasn't. We see his back multiple times throughout the episode, and there's no name tag. So a bit of a plot hole here, some cartoon logic for sure, but let's keep it moving and head over to some mistakes that are a lot worse than these ones. This was just the beginning. I'm gonna make this one quick. It's from the episode Wig Struck, where SpongeBob finds a wig and thinks he's cool. Like, I'm gonna get to the mistake really quickly, but look at this clip of SpongeBob thinking he's so cool with this wig.
Hey, Square Fashion. Nice couture.
Why, thank you.
So that, huh? Nice do, SpongeBob.
To be fair, he does look kinda cool with hair, but yeah, here's that quick mistake I was talking about.
I got so much enjoyment out of the wig myself, I assumed everyone else did too.
It's time to be strong.
I know.
It takes place in the clips you guys just saw, where Sandy convinces SpongeBob to throw away his awesome wig. Like, what, Sandy? Be a better friend. But if you watch closely, as they walk towards the cliff, Sandy's tail is just gone. And what makes it even funnier is that before this, she has her tail for the whole episode, as you can see in these shots. But from this point onward, her tail's just gone after this scene. It's missing here, and then it's just gone for the rest of the episode. Poor Sandy, she needs to get her tail back. But yeah, let's keep it moving and head over to even crazier mistakes, guys. I'm saving the worst mistakes for last. It's gonna get crazier as we go. This next one is one of my personal favorites. It's the episode Krabs a la mode, where Plankton has this plan to like flood or freeze the Krusty Krab, which he does, but Mr. Krabs, being the businessman he is, instead of it ruining the Krusty Krab, he just turns the Krusty Krab into like an ice skating ring and makes even more money. It's actually hilarious. What's not so hilarious though are the mistakes in this episode, and there's a couple. Let's start with this one. Roll the footage. Let's see if you guys can spot it.
Order up.
Did you guys catch it? This first one's very easy to miss, but when one of the Krabby Patties lands on Squidward in the clips you guys just saw, at first there is lettuce, all right? Some leafy green lettuce right here. However though, like seconds later in the next shot, we still see the Krabby Patties, but the lettuce is just magically gone. Maybe Squidward ate it, but what I actually think happened here is the animators drew the Krabby Patties with lettuce, and then in this next shot forgot to draw the lettuce again. Definitely a mistake. Here's mistake number 2 from the same episode.
Run, you fools! Run!
This one is funny and like really bad, but at one point when Plankton is driving the clam Boney, if we look closely and we zoom in right here, incidental 103 and incidental 157 do not have legs, like there's no legs at all. And if we look over at incidental 41, he does not have lower legs. They gave him some of his legs, but like, yeah, this one's like bad. This is a rough one in terms of mistakes here. 3 and 1, and how do you forget to draw characters' legs? Believe it or not though, there's more. Here's mistake number 3 from Krabs a la mode.
How cold does Krabs keep this place anyway? 62 degrees! I'm gonna set it to a toasty 63. Huh? Do not touch thermostat ever.
This is another funny one. So at the beginning of the episode, Mr. Krabs turns the thermostat down to 62 because he wants it to be a little more chilly. But if you actually look at Mr. Krabs when he does it, he turns it the wrong way. He turns it to the right, which is to increase, not to the left, which would decrease the temperature. And this isn't some like weird bikini bottom water thermostat, because at other moments in the episode, we can see that right increases the temperature and left decreases the temperature. Yeah, that's a mistake, and we've got more that are even crazier than this one. But yeah, let's keep it moving. Who remembers this character right here, Fred? He's the dude who would always yell, "My leg." Yeah, that guy, he's iconic. Well, he got his very own episode in season 11, appropriately titled "My Leg." And dude gets his leg broken a ton of times in this episode. I personally love this episode. I feel bad for Fred. Anyways though, it's mistake time, baby. Here's the first one.
I'm in love with a nurse.
Oh, you're in love with a nurse! Fred, I've got an idea. Why don't we hurt your leg so you can be reunited with your lady fair?
This first one is bad, dude. But during this scene where SpongeBob turns into a heart, take a look at one of these red hearts right here as it clips through Fred. I'm gonna loop the small section of it going through him, and I'm gonna zoom in and make it play in slow motion, dude. Literally, dude, it's like going through his body, which is totally an animation mistake. The layer of the heart is supposed to be either on top of him or behind him, but yeah, in this shot, it's clipping right through his body. Like I said, it's bad. And here's another mistake.
Just your leg? All right, Fred.
My leg! He's really stressing out, Dr. Charlie Horse.
Take off your shoes and follow me.
This one isn't as bad, but so going back over to Fred over here, throughout the series, Fred is never seen with shoes. He just never wears shoes. And even in this episode, he doesn't really wear shoes, but the animator slipped up, and in one scene only, is this healer scene right here. Look, he's randomly wearing shoes. He isn't wearing shoes after this, so just yeah. It might not sound like a mistake, but in terms of the character's design, it's a continuity mistake. Okay, you guys know the drill. Let's head over to another episode with some spicy mistakes. The season 6 episode, Ditchin'. I know what you guys are here for. You guys are here for spicy mistakes, so let's dive into the first one.
Can anyone tell me what the hand signal is for a left turn?
Ooh, I gotta go to the...
I'd say so. And hurry back. No dilly-dallying.
Thanks, will do.
So here's the deal. We actually have 3 mistakes in one scene. It all takes place in the classroom at Mrs. Puff's boating school, and pretty much what happens is everything looks like this at first, as you can see, but then when SpongeBob is rushing to the door to leave, everything looks like this. Let's break it down a little bit more than that, as these mistakes are really bad. So for one, incidental 41, this is how they normally look. Now, at first, incidental 41, his body and pants are yellow and blue. You can see it, all right? Yellow and blue. And then in the next shot, it changes randomly to blue and brown, which looks incredibly awkward. Then we have incidental 46 over here. At first, his bottom, all right, the bottom part of his character model is green, okay? You can see it, it's green right here. But then in the next shot, it changes to red randomly, like what? Okay, and now finally, there's this fish right here sitting behind SpongeBob's desk. At first, it's incidental 47, as you can see, all right? Incidental 47 is sitting right there behind SpongeBob's desk. But then in that next shot, he changes to a completely different character. He's not incidental 47 anymore, and now he's incidental 42. Like, that's wild, dude. Of course, we ain't done yet though, guys. Cartoon Corey's got the good for you guys, because I got more mistakes and they're wild. Next up is a really gross episode, Fungus Among Us, which the title can already give you an idea of what's going on in this episode. Here's the first mistake. Let's see if you guys can spot it.
It was Squidward! He gave you all the ick! Let us apprehend that careless contaminator!
Did you guys catch it? Well, the mistake revolves around this incidental right here, this background character known as Fancy Fish. Now, normally with incidentals, they have like a skin color and then they wear clothes, but the clothing is never like the same color as their skin, right? Well, if we take a look at Fancy Fish as they're jumping onto SpongeBob, his skin is actually the same color as the sleeves of his shirt, which is totally a mistake. As like I said, right? Like the clothing is never the same color as the skin of these characters, or else it would make it look like the clothing is their skin. So by SpongeBob's rules, this is totally a mistake. And guys, here's an even worse mistake from the same episode.
Sorry I'm late, Mr. Krabs. SpongeBob SquarePants returning for duty, sir.
This one's a quick one, but when SpongeBob says, SpongeBob SquarePants returning for duty, sir, take a look at this dork's sleeves as they're colored yellow instead of white, which is totally a mistake. And there's more, another mistake in this episode. Look at this.
I wanna go home!
You are home, SpongeBob. You just need to stay in this bubble until the ick clears up.
Where's my snail, Gary?
We've taken care of your pet.
Gary? No!
Last one from this episode, but after SpongeBob gets literally kidnapped from the Krusty Krab and is put into isolation, he says, "Where's my snail Gary?" And if we look at his clothing, look at his side belt, it's missing. Normally SpongeBob's belt goes like all around him, but in this one shot, the side part of his belt is gone. The animators just did not draw it. Hey, mistakes happen, and guys, we've got plenty more coming up, mistakes you don't want to miss. The episode is That's No Lady. In this episode, Patrick wants to be a girl. To be fair, he has a good reason. It's because he thinks he's gonna get kicked out of town, so it's more of like a disguise. But I gotta say, he makes for a pretty lady, guys. Like, don't tell my girlfriend. Anyways, here's the first one.
Who will go with me to the next Jolly Fisherman's Expo?
I'll have to be one of your other chums.
Yeah, so this takes place after SpongeBob shows the picture of the Jellyfish Expo to Patrick, and you can tell it's due to like the angle of like the shot. I can understand how this happened, but SpongeBob's legs are missing, as you can see here, especially his right leg, which is like blatantly missing. It should be starting right here. I'm circling it, but yeah, they made a massive goof here. He has no legs. Oops, mistakes happen. Here's mistake number 2.
Persistent bunch.
How about Sunday brunch?
No thanks again.
But I made reservations for 2 and...
I said no. No way. No. No. No.
It happens really quickly, but if we take a look at incidental 37A over here, their eyes are very like strangely misaligned with their body. Like, dude, it looks like their eyes are about to fall off of their head. Like, this is totally a mistake. This one's a bit more understandable because it's kind of just like a background element, but I gotcha, get wrecked, Nickelodeon, this is a mistake. And poor incidental 37A, I hope he doesn't lose his eyes. SpongeBob Season 6 has a lot of weird episodes, but one of the weirdest is definitely Slide Whistle Stooges, an episode all about SpongeBob and Patrick and eventually Squidward playing with these whistles. Like, it makes for some funny moments though, for sure. What we're here for though are the mistakes. Here's the first one. Okay, so this character right here is Sadie. She's incidental 47. And in this episode, she first appears as orange, all right? She has this orange color scheme, as you can see right here. Now, the problem is as the episode progresses, we see Sadie again, but her colors randomly change. As I said, at first she was orange, but then in later scenes, she's just randomly yellow. Remember, this is the same character. I know sometimes people think there's multiple of the different incidentals. When they duplicate them, it's a mistake. So in this case, it's especially bad because they didn't even duplicate her. They just drew her with a wrong color. Like, here's a side-by-side, and it's not a big deal, but still technically a mistake. And here's another one from the same episode.
Okay, that's enough. Not the windows again.
Okay, I'm a total nerd for even catching this one, but as you guys just saw, SpongeBob and Patrick go into these two self-portraits of Squidward. And what we really want to pay attention to are the eyes on the self-portraits before they go in. Both eyes are the same color, as you can see here. Remember this. As when SpongeBob and Patrick jump out of the paintings, the one that Patrick was in now has different eyes. I'm doing a side-by-side of both portraits, and as you can see, like before they both had these like tan eyes, slightly tan. They're not fully white, but now the one that Patrick comes out of, the eyes are fully white. So yeah, a bit of a mistake here, a kind of a weird one too. And believe it or not, here's another one from the same episode. 3 mistakes in one episode is crazy.
What is the meaning of this?
What is the meaning of this? We're slide whistling.
Don't you mean playing the slide whistle?
Squidward, slide whistling is more than just simply tooting on an instrument. It's a way of life.
This one happens closer to the beginning of the episode, and it's really funny, but when Squidward finds SpongeBob and Patrick under the mat, look, SpongeBob's socks are randomly missing. Like, I guess today SpongeBob could have just decided not to wear socks, but in the like 300 plus episodes of SpongeBob, he always wears socks, so I do think this was a mistake. Plus, look at how weird it looks, him wearing his shoes without socks. It looks so weird.
I can't work under these conditions.
Now you're in the driver's seat, Squiddy.
Okay, so as you guys just seen, the driver of the truck spills his coffee near an air vent right here, all right? Remember this. As later, Squidward eventually drives the exact same truck, but if we look, that vent that was in it before is not here now. I'm showing a side-by-side, and at first there was a vent inside the truck, as you can see here, but when Squidward gets in, I guess the animators forgot and did not draw the vent, so yeah, mistake. A very silly one, and you guys know what's good, let's keep it moving. I've got more mistakes coming up. Things are gonna get spicy. This one's another underrated episode of SpongeBob. It's from season 5 and it's called Whatever Happened to SpongeBob. It's all about our spongy boy going missing after he runs away from Bikini Bottom. Like, our boy gets like amnesia. It's a deep episode, a deep plot. Like, the writers definitely went off with this one, but I don't know about the animators. 'Cause this episode has like 3 mistakes. Here's the first one. First things first, let's take a look at SpongeBob's house. We'll even take a look at a shot of it from the first ever season, and you'll notice it always has this little chimney right here. Well, I guess the animators of this episode of season 5 forgot about this, as SpongeBob's house is missing its chimney in this scene right here, which normally I wouldn't notice, but after seeing it without a chimney is really weird. Like, I don't think it ruins the episode, but weird mistake. And here's another one from Whatever Happened to SpongeBob.
I'm sorry! I'm sorry!
Hi, SpongeBob.
Hey, Patrick, how goes it?
Well, it was going great until you showed up.
This one's a classic. So SpongeBob's teeth seem to be yellow instead of white after he runs into Patrick. Pretty straightforward. This is a very common SpongeBob mistake. You guys already know what I'm gonna say. SpongeBob, go brush those teeth, boy. They shouldn't be yellow. That's disgusting.
If that were me who slipped, I'd sue old man Krabs for all he's got.
Oh, the pain!
Mr. Krabs and Plankton have been beefing for years. Like, these dudes have a long history of beef, stemming all the way back to the first season of SpongeBob. And you know, I can't really blame Plankton. Like, Mr. Krabs is kind of mean to him. Plankton just wants to be successful as well. But we ain't here for character analysis. We're here to break down some goofy mistakes. So let's do that. Here's the first one.
I'll drop the charges if you give me the formula. Never, you little whelp!
Okay, so this character right here is Fred. He's the dude who always yells, "My leg!" And throughout this whole episode, Mr. Krabs versus Plankton, he's brown, all right? We can see him right here, he's brown. We can fast forward a little bit to a later scene, he's brown again. And here's even one more shot where we can see Fred is brown, okay? But if we pay close attention when Mr. Krabs yells, "Never, you little runt." Jeez, Mr. Krabs, chill, dude. Look, Fred is randomly blue, and he has the same eye scale as Tom. The real issue here, though, is the color. The dude was brown in like every other scene. I highly doubt he went and got like fish plastic surgery and turned himself blue. What most likely happened is the animators drew him as brown and colored him as brown, and then for this one scene they kind of messed up and forgot and drew him as blue. I'll forgive them, but still totally a mistake. And here's another one from the same episode.
Never, you little whelp! Ow, ow, my little arm!
What? Speaking of the color blue, this is a big part of this next mistake as well, as when Plankton first enters the courtroom in the clips you guys just saw, we can see that this fish right here on the right of the door is blue. Remember this, alright? He's blue, just like Fred in that last scene. Here's the problem though, as the episode progresses, this changes, as look, when we see the jury again in this scene, that exact same fish is randomly orange now. Here's like a side-by-side, he was blue before, now he's orange. But hey, don't worry, when we see the jury for the third time, look, she's blue again. So he or she, they're blue again. What a messy scene. Like, all the mistakes in this episode are all coloring based, which is really funny.
I gotcha now! Hiya! Well, I guess the coast is clear.
We're gonna go back to the beginning for this one. We're gonna go back to season 1. The episode is Karate Choppers, and this episode's interesting. Pretty much SpongeBob becomes like addicted to karate to the point where it has like an effect on his jaw. My dude is obsessed, but guys, I'm also obsessed with exposing SpongeBob mistakes. I mean, I'm like a total nerd. So yeah, here's the first mistake from Karate Choppers. Roll that footage.
That'll be the day.
Now, if we look at the arms of the suit that Sandy wears right here, we'll notice that there's these lines on it, all right? There's a red one, a blue one, and another red one. 3 lines in total. This is how her design always looks, even back in like season 1. But in this one season 1 episode, Karate Choppers, when Sandy is at SpongeBob's door in this scene right here, look, she randomly has this extra stripe on her sleeve. To make things even worse though, if we watch closely, the colors of these stripes also just change rapidly. Like, I'm showing it in slow motion, and yeah, I'm kind of nitpicking, but still technically a mistake. This next mistake from Karate Choppers is much, much worse though. Roll the footage.
Nice try, Sponge Brain.
Okay, so like I said, mistake number 2 is much worse than that last one. And it takes place when Sandy hangs up on SpongeBob after his attempt at phone karate. Interesting, SpongeBob. It happens really quickly, but look, SpongeBob's arm disappears. Like, this dude loses his whole arm, and I don't think that's very healthy, SpongeBob. You can definitely blame the animators for that one though, buddy. They did you dirty. But guys, we got another mistake from this episode, 3 in one episode, damn. Let's see if you guys can spot this one before I expose it. Try to comment the mistake before I reveal it. Got it? All right, let's go. Roll that footage. This third one is insanely easy to miss, but a common thing in SpongeBob are these bubble transitions. Here's an example. They happen all the time to change scenes. And in this episode, when we transition over to this shot of the Krusty Krab with people entering it, some of the bubbles from the transition just freeze mid-air and glitch out and stay on screen. They're right here, and you can even see the tops and sides getting cut off a little bit. So yeah, totally a mistake. Like, what? Stay tuned though, because this is just the beginning, guys. I'm saving some of the crazy mistakes for last.
We have to surgically remove him from out in front of the candy machine so I can get to the Nutty Nut Bar. Of course. Nurse!
There are a ton of places that you can store your money, right? In a bank, in a piggy bank, your wallet, but Mr. Krabs over here, for some reason, decides to store his money, all of his money, in his mattress. And this is what the episode The Lost Mattress is all about, with SpongeBob, Patrick, and Squidward getting rid of Mr. Krabs' mattress and just causing a bunch of problems. We're not here for all of that though, let's be real, we're here to expose some mistakes. So yeah, here's the first mistake from this episode. Let's see if you guys can catch it.
It's like trying to sleep on broken coral.
Poor Mr. Krabs.
Why do anything? I like the new Mr. Krabs.
Okay, so this one's very, very sneaky, but when Mr. Krabs opens the Krusty Krab, if we look really closely, I'm zooming in, all right? If we look closely right here, there is a keyhole on the door handle. Now, the problem is that in the very next scene, like seconds later, that keyhole just disappears. I'm showing a side-by-side right now. And yeah, like what? The animators drew it with a keyhole, and then they just switched up, bro. They just changed their mind. They're like, nah, no keyhole, which is totally a mistake. And here's mistake number 2. You guys should be able to catch this one. It's somewhat of a common mistake in SpongeBob. Let's see if you guys can catch it before I reveal it. Try to comment the mistake before I actually break it down, all right? Roll that footage. Take a look at this.
What are you morons doing?
Making a card for Mr. Krabs to go with his new mattress.
Okay, so I want you guys to take a look at literally any shot of the Krusty Krab, more specifically the inside, and you'll notice that this right here, it's the galley grub menu. It has all of the items for sale and prices. It's always right here, somewhat behind or aside from Squidward's cashier workstation that he hates so much. But randomly, like randomly, dude, in the Lost Mattress, when SpongeBob and Patrick are making the card for Mr. Krabs, look, the galley grub sign is like all the way over here for some reason. It's like in front of the boat, which looks incredibly weird. This has never happened before and has never happened again. And guys, it's totally a mistake. Kind of a weird one too, but yeah, let's head over to another episode, guys. The mistakes are only gonna get spicier as we go. Like, trust me, we've got some mind-blowing mistakes coming up, so let's keep it moving. Let's keep it rolling.
I would like to paint the chum bucket to please my wife. I came prepared too. All right.
Next up, we have an episode that I haven't talked about a whole bunch throughout my time doing these SpongeBob mistakes, and I've covered like well over like 500 SpongeBob mistakes at this point. The episode is Bucket Sweet Bucket, and it's probably because this episode just doesn't have a whole bunch of mistakes. There's only 2, and here's the first one. Okay, for this one to really hit, let's take a look at like any shot of the Krusty Krab, all right? We can see it right here. And a big part of its design, at least from the outside, is this yellow enter sign right here. That's right by the doors, pretty much. It's always been there ever since SpongeBob season 1, as you can see here. But in the scene where SpongeBob and Patrick leave with the front piece of the Krusty Krab, like stealing it, look, that enter sign should be right here, but it's just missing. They were too lazy to draw it. Talk about a mistake, and here's another one.
He knows I'll actually want to see out the window. Wait, I give you one simple task after another.
Okay, so listen closely, guys, because this one is just, it's kind of technical, all right? So when Plankton and SpongeBob walk over to the window that Patrick made, we can see that it has 8 bolts on it, all right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right here, I arrowed all of them. However, after Plankton notices that the window is closed and we see it again, what in the world happened? Because it no longer has 8 bolts, it now has 7 bolts. The amount of bolts wouldn't randomly change in between scenes, and to make things worse, after Plankton bites off one of the bolts, there are 8 of them again. So just what a messy scene. What a weird mistake. Crazy, dude. It happened like 4 times in one scene. So yeah, let's head over to another episode though, guys. Things are about to get wild. Next up, we have the episode Once Bitten, which is all about everybody thinking that Gary, like, turns people into zombies if he bites them. It's an interesting episode. I actually really like this episode, just saying. As a matter of fact, here are some crazy clips from this episode, and then we'll get right into the mistakes.
A bite from that infected snail will turn you into a zombie.
That snail disease is real!
All right. I know what you guys clicked on the video for mistakes, but like I said, Once Bitten's actually a pretty cool episode. Anyways though, here's mistake number 1. Let's see if you guys can spot it. Yeah, that first one is very straightforward. I'm sure a lot of you guys caught it, but when SpongeBob runs to the bus, we can see this stop sign right here, all right? And remember the area, remember the location, because in the very next scene, that stop sign, which should be right here, has completely disappeared. Now, this is most likely a case of cartoon logic, but still technically a mistake, and here's mistake number 2 from Once Bitten. Now, this one is really bad. Be prepared, guys, and here's a hint. It has to do with the bottom half of SpongeBob, all right? Pay attention, try to reveal the mistake in the comments before I actually reveal it. I know you guys can do it. Roll that mistake.
Gary, how could you?
Like I said, it's really, really bad. But when SpongeBob says, Gary, how could you? Look, he's missing his legs. Like, they just didn't draw his legs. It's like, to be fair, it's only the bottom of the frame where you can see that his legs are missing. Like, we have to pull the footage up and zoom in, and you can see right here, this space, his legs should be there. So they made a massive mistake here. Like, how do you draw SpongeBob without his legs? Crazy, dude.
And a king-size vibrating bed.
Grandpat's gonna take this puppy for a test nap.
Next up, it's Star Cruise, and I'll admit I'm kind of cheating, guys. This is the Patrick Star Show episode, but I mean, come on. SpongeBob, Patrick Star Show, it's all the same stuff. Well, actually, like, regular SpongeBob is way better, but anyways, the episode is Star Cruise, and here's the mistake.
Let's explore the ship. Meet up for dinner? Yeah! Sweet dreams, Grandpa! Enjoy your cruisy snooze.
Okay, so let's take a look at Bunny over here. This is Patrick's mother, for those who do not know. And you'll notice a big part of her design is this lipstick right here that she always wears. You can see it right here. Remember this, as in Star Cruise, when Bunny leaves the engine room in this scene right here, look. It's not a huge deal, but the animators completely forgot to draw her lipstick. And what's funny is, like, after this scene, look, her lipstick is back. And before this scene, she was wearing lipstick. So even when we see her in the engine room, she's wearing lipstick. So just, yeah, a mistake. This one is nothing compared to the next set of mistakes we'll be covering in this next episode, though. Let's head over there.
Are you brushing your teeth?
Yes, Mother.
Next up, the episode is Chums from season 13. A really good episode in my opinion that's all about Plankton going down to the sewers and meeting, you know, a bunch of chum that want to work with him. The plot itself is kind of weird, but the episode's pretty good. But you know what we're here for? We're here for mistakes, and here it is, guys. Here it is. Let's see if you guys can catch it before I come back and, like, reveal it, all right? So we're gonna play the clip, try to comment the mistake before I break it down, and then I'll break it down, all right? Roll that footage.
Wendy. And is for anywhere at any time at all.
Did you guys catch it? It happens really, really fast, and it's somewhat of a common mistake in SpongeBob. But while SpongeBob is spraying the Krusty Krab in the beginning of the episode in the clips you guys just saw, look, for about one frame, his right eye turns yellow. It does go back to normal, but like, SpongeBob, you gotta go see a doctor about that eye, dude. You're gonna need some eye drops.
Nothing can stop me now. Except the law.
The episode Jailbreak is an interesting episode. It's all about Plankton getting put in jail, like he gets locked up. But he eventually joins forces with his cellmates to break out of jail and get that Krabby Patty secret formula, or at least he tries. Now this episode only has one mistake, but this one mistake is actually like really bad. It happens really quickly. I'm gonna play the clip. Let's see if you guys can spot the mistake, all right? Let's do this, roll that footage.
Sorry, boss. We looked everywhere for it, but we can't find it.
Did you try looking in the safe?
Oh.
Did you guys catch it? Like I said, it happens really, really fast. It has to do with SpongeBob's pants. But when the whale cellmate turns around and looks at the safe in the Krusty Krab, look, SpongeBob's pant leg color is like randomly white instead of brown. I don't even need to show you guys this, but this is how SpongeBob normally looks, and as you can see, his pant legs are brown. But in this one scene of this one episode, yeah, they messed up big time, because why are his pants brown? It looks so weird. Not as weird as this next episode set of mistakes, guys. Be prepared, because these are gonna blow your mind. Let's head over to another episode. First up, we're kicking things off with a banger of an episode. This one is a classic. It's SpongeBob meets the Strangler. And believe it or not, I've got 4 mistakes in this one episode, dude. Let's get into it.
So we're all alone now.
Just you, me, and the floorboards.
We're completely alone.
Oh, yeah.
In that case.
Okay, so this first one's pretty funny. You guys need to listen closely. So throughout this episode, we get multiple shots of the Tattletale Strangler having like a regular hand, all right? As you can see, he has 10 fully functional fingers. There are so many shots. Here's another shot where we can see he has like a regular hand with fingers. And here's even another shot where this dude's got fingers, okay? Remember this. As randomly in the episode and later scenes, his fingers will randomly be replaced with fins. This is a thing in SpongeBob. Some fish have fins, some fish have actual hands, but it doesn't change halfway throughout the episode. This was a major mistake here because again, he has hands as you can see right here. And then in this shot, he has fins. So like, what? Here's mistake number 2 from SpongeBob meets the Strangler.
Let's bugger some more!
This next one's pretty straightforward. First, let's take a look at a PNG of Pearl, all right, Mr. Krabs' daughter, Pearl the whale, right here. And you'll notice that her face has this white area right here. This part of her face is white. Remember, it's white. As when Pearl enters the party for the second time, that white part of her face is randomly colored gray. It's not that big of a deal, like you wouldn't notice this while watching the episode, but look at this side by side, and yeah, they got Pearl's design incorrect in this one shot. And poor Pearl, man, hopefully it goes back to normal. I've got more though. Here's mistake number 3.
I'm doing the parking lot for early morning litter patrol. Litter. Looks like someone missed the trash basket, huh?
This one is really, really funny, and this is the type of mistake that once I point it out, every time you rewatch the episode, you'll see it. But okay, so when SpongeBob goes out of the Krusty Krab to clean up litter, if we take a look at his pant legs, there's something like incredibly wrong. That's right, they're black. And this isn't like a design change or something, as like seconds later in the next shot, they go back to brown, which is what they're supposed to be. So yeah, this one shot where they're black is just totally a mistake, dude. Like, I don't even know how they made this mistake. Like, look at this. But yeah, let's head over to mistake number 4 from SpongeBob meets the Strangler. Like I told you, 4 mistakes in one episode. Damn.
Wait for it.
Okay, this one's light to be fair, but come on, like the past 3 I just covered were really bad mistakes. This one is admittedly light, but it's closer to the beginning of the episode. Now, before SpongeBob puts his slip in to time in or check in for work, this clock right here is moving, all right? Remember, it's moving. But after SpongeBob puts in his slip, the clock just stops moving randomly, which is not what would happen. The clock would just keep on going because it's a regular clock, so like, what? This one seems like more of an animation glitch. I don't think it was a mistake, but hey, mistakes happen, glitches happen, and we've got plenty more coming up. And guys, just so you know, the mistakes coming up are even worse than any of the 4 I just covered. So stay tuned. Let's head over to another episode.
Oh, that sounds like a quarter crying for help.
My son just dropped that quarter.
How do I know he didn't steal steal it.
As you guys know, Squidward can really not stand SpongeBob or Patrick, so just imagine what would happen if he got trapped with them in a well. Well, that's literally what happens in the episode, Wishing You Well. A really, really good SpongeBob episode from all the way back in like season 4. You guys know what the drill is though. Let's spot some mistakes. Try to comment the mistake before I come back in and like break them down, guys. But yeah, let's do it.
I'm free! Squidward? What were you doing down there? I didn't approve any overtime? Or were you sneaking here?
Okay, so first up, it takes place in the clips you guys just saw when Mr. Krabs says, I didn't approve of any overtime. Let's take a look at Mr. Krabs' eyelashes, and we'll notice that his eyelashes just were not colored in at all. They're just transparent and see-through. Normally, Mr. Krabs' eyelashes look like this. They're like kind of like an orangey color, and more importantly, they're colored in. But the animators slipped up a little bit during the scene because those eyelashes have no color at all, dude. And here's mistake number 2 from Wishing You Well.
Patrick, get off of me! I told you I am claustrophobic.
Nice try, Squidward, but there's no Santa Claus here.
So as I mentioned at the beginning, in this episode, SpongeBob, Squidward, and Patrick all get trapped in this well together, all right? And when they're all trapped down there, you'll notice that Squidward is wearing his brown shirt, all right? This shirt right here, that he literally always wears. Now, here's the problem. We eventually get this shot where Patrick is sitting on Squidward, which would be terrible. Imagine Patrick's big booty sitting on you, that yacht. I'll pass. But in that shot, if you look closely, Squidward is randomly missing his brown shirt, despite wearing it in all of the other scenes prior and after. Like literally, if we jump to just a couple of seconds before this, he's wearing the shirt, and then when Patrick is sitting on him, his shirt is just gone. So very, very weird mistake here, and I've got more. Here's mistake number 3 from Wishing You Well.
No one's wishes are coming true. Maybe I just didn't dig deep enough. What do you say, Patrick? Are you ready to dig for some magic?
This one is a classic. I might have even covered it in a previous episode before, but when SpongeBob says, what do you say, Patrick? For a few frames, his mouth is just gone. Poof, it's just missing. How do you forget to draw a character's mouth? I don't know, but it's gone. There's no mouth there. Let's keep it rolling though, guys, and stay tuned. I'm saving the worst mistake for last, and you don't want to miss the random mistake of the day. Let's keep it moving.
Next bus to Bikini Bottom.
Next bus leaves in 5 seconds.
See, Cartoon Corey, he's always got you guys covered. We're back with more classics. We're going to Rock Bottom, baby. One of my favorite SpongeBob episodes. I think any like 90s kid or 2000s kid loves this episode. Modern SpongeBob is really cool, but Rock Bottom is the perfect example of why old school SpongeBob is the best. Even old school SpongeBob has mistakes though. It's actually where a lot of the mistakes are, guys, is in season 1, 2, and 3, and Rock Bottom is no exception. Here's the first mistake. Let's take a look. This first one is kind of minor. As you guys know, SpongeBob is a sponge, so he has pores all over him. He has these holes, and they're all usually in the exact same place. Like, look at this shot of SpongeBob from the first episode. Look at where the holes are, and then look at this shot from like a modern day episode of SpongeBob, and you'll see if we do a side-by-side. The holes or pores are always pretty much in the exact same area. Well, in one scene in this episode, when SpongeBob is sneaking up on the bus, look, his holes are missing. He just has like none of them. There might be a few there that I can't see due to the angle, but for the most part, he's missing his pores, which is probably due to some laziness by the animators, but I mean, it was like 1999. I'll give them a break. 2D animation's really hard. Anyways, though, here's mistake number 2 from Rock Bottom.
Home at last.
Don't worry, SpongeBob, I'm coming back for you!
This one is really funny, and once I break it down, it'll really make sense. It might not make a ton of sense at first, but at the very end of the episode, SpongeBob uses his balloon, and he finally gets out of Rock Bottom and is on his way back home to Conch Street. Now, if we look at this shot right here of like Bikini Bottom, and we look at SpongeBob's house in particular, it looks like very different from the rest of the frame, almost as if the image was just digitally inserted onto a pre-existing background. Like, look at SpongeBob's house. It literally looks like mans went into Photoshop, cut out his house, pressed Control-C to copy, and then just pasted it on this image. Like, it's so clearly just added in post, which isn't a mistake, but looks so weird. Also, if SpongeBob's house is there, then shouldn't Squidward's and Patrick's also be there? Yeah, kind of a messy shot. Let's keep it moving though and head over to something that's actually a pretty bad mistake. Up next, we have the season 5 episode, A Flea in Her Dome, which is all about Sandy bringing a flea back from Texas and it getting like in her dome and just, you know, infesting it. The plot has a lot of potential, but not a lot of fans like this episode. It's just kind of mediocre, if I'm gonna be honest with you, but it has mistakes. It has one mistake, and let's get right into it. This one will actually be really hard for you guys to spot, so I'm gonna ask you guys, try to comment the mistake before I come back in. Like I said though, it's gonna be hard. You can do it though, gang. Roll that footage.
It sure is good to have you back, Sandy.
Did you guys catch it? Because it even took me a couple of seconds, all right? It has to do with this character right here, Incidental 13, who normally has yellow eyes, okay? It's literally like I'm playing Where's Waldo, if any of you guys know what that is, but Incidental 13 is right here, and you'll notice that they messed up and gave both of his eyes a different color. His right eye is yellow, but his left eye, as you can see right here, is white, which is totally a mistake. Like, that never happens. Characters usually either have yellow eyes or white eyes, so it's not that big of a deal, but I got you. Get wrecked. Here's a mistake. I caught you. Get exposed. And we've got more. Let's head over to another classic episode. There are so many good Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy episodes, but one that really stands out to me is Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy 2, which is what we're covering next. See, I wasn't lying. Next up, I had another classic. And this one in particular has 3 mistakes in total. You guys know what to do. Maybe you guys can find the mistakes before I come back in, but roll that footage.
Maybe the conch signal is too much responsibility. But how would you like to spend the rest of the afternoon on patrol?
I may have covered this mistake before, so if I have, I apologize, but when Mermaid Man tells SpongeBob that the conch signal is too much responsibility for him, he's not wrong, to be honest. If we look closely, the television in his house shows a solid red screen instead of a black screen or a moving picture, which was definitely a mistake on the animator's end. Like, why is it just a solid red screen? It should be black or like a moving image on the screen. It wouldn't just be red. So yeah, totally a mistake. I think they were using the red as somewhat of a green screen to replace footage on the screen. As a matter of fact, let's try it right now.
Maybe the conch signal is too much responsibility. But how would you like to spend the rest of the afternoon on patrol?
Boom, see? Definitely a mistake. That was meant to be like a green screen or something. But anyways, let's head over to another mistake from this episode.
Hey, can I drive?
What do you know about driving the invisible boatmobile?
Like the windshield wipers are right here.
Don't touch that button, it's the...
This one's pretty straightforward, and it's only a mistake because it only happens for one frame and then goes back to normal, but for one frame, in this shot right here, SpongeBob's eyes are covered by his headband. This doesn't happen again in the episode. It seems to be just some sort of layering glitch where like his eyes, the layer of his eyes went underneath the headband. I don't know. But because it only happens for a frame and then goes back to this, it's definitely a mistake. And I've still got one more from Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy 2. Roll the footage.
The conch signal! To the invisible boatmobile!
Did you guys catch it? Well, when Mermaid Man says the conch signal, the right side of his belt turns orange for a split second. Here's a PNG of our boy right here, and you can see his belt is never that color, it's this color. So it turning orange in this frame is totally a mistake. And we've got more, but guys, you know what time it is? Do you guys know it's about to go down? It's time for the random mistake of the day, where we take a quick break from SpongeBob mistakes to talk about mistakes in a random cartoon suggested by you. And one that's heavily been suggested is Hailey's on it. But yeah, the episode is UF Whoa, and it has to do with this character right here, Hailey, the main character, her overalls, okay? Roll the footage.
So you two are going to be spending all week working together? That's totally perfect!
Did ya guys catch it? Well, when Christine is talking to Scott and Hailey about Logan for the first time, in the first scene, we can see that Hailey's right overall isn't folded, okay? We can see it's not folded. But then literally like a second later, it is now randomly folded. This isn't necessarily a groundbreaking mistake, but it's not like Hailey had enough time to unfold it. It seems the animators drew it like this and then forgot and drew it like this, all in a matter of seconds, so yeah. Kind of a weak mistake. Hopefully you guys understand now what I mean. I want to do Hailey's on it, but the mistakes that I've found in it, they're just not significant mistakes. So yeah, back to SpongeBob. Do let me know in the comments, guys, some cartoons you want me to cover for random mistake of the day. And make sure to upvote other people's comments. So go to the comments right now, and if you see somebody comment a show that you like, upvote their comment right now. All right, back to SpongeBob. We are back, and we have the episode Grooming Gary, which is a good episode. It's actually kind of an iffy episode, but I like the plot personally. It's all about SpongeBob entering Gary into like a pet competition, and it is not Gary's scene. Like all of the pets there are all like preppy, like spoiled pets, and Gary just does not fit in. Take a look at some of these funny clips, and then we're gonna get right into the mistake.
Look at your luxurious mane. Every self-respecting snail has one. The glossy painted shell.
Yeah, poor Gary. Gary's just, he's a good boy. He doesn't need to go and hang out with all of these prissy, preppy pets. Enough about Gary though, let's expose some mistakes. There's one, and let's see if you guys can catch it.
Wow, Patrick, there's a whole lot of pet loving going on here today. Like these.
Yeah, so this one's pretty straightforward. If you pay close attention throughout the whole episode, the pet's owners will change throughout the episode. For example, at first we can see that this pet is with this owner right here, but then if we fast forward a little bit to later on in the episode, look, that pet is now with a completely different owner. Here's another example. We can see this pet is with this person right here, and if we fast forward a little bit, look, they're now with a completely different owner. So kind of a really bad mistake if you think about it. Here's one more example. You can see this pet is with this individual right here, remember? Because if we go to this scene, everything is changed and now they're with this owner, so crazy. Up next, we have a fairly new episode, Plain to See. This is from season 13, and to be honest, I actually really liked this episode. What I didn't like though are the 3 mistakes hidden in it. Here's the first one.
Ah, what a beautiful morning. Time to check the mail and see who loves.
Yeah, so this one's quick. It's pretty straightforward. If we even go back to the first season and we take a look at SpongeBob's iconic pineapple home, we'll notice that it has this window right here. Remember, it's always there. This window right here, I'm circling it. Well, at the beginning of Plain to See, as you guys just saw, SpongeBob's house is just randomly missing that window. It's weird because in later season 13 episodes, the window is back, so it's not like they removed it. They just forgot to draw it in this one shot, which is totally a mistake. And we've got more. Here's mistake number 2.
And I'll take the aisle.
Now this mistake is a lot worse. So a big part of this episode is that all the characters are on this plane, and of course there's going to be other passengers on the plane. Now as you guys know, when you go on a plane, if you guys have ever been on a plane before, you're assigned a seat. You don't get to just change seats randomly. But if you pay attention throughout the episode, the seats of certain passengers on the plane will just change randomly throughout the episode. For example, when we first see this dude right here, he's sitting here, but as the episode progresses, he completely changes seats and is over here now. Here's another example. We can see this incidental right here sitting in this seat, but then they just randomly change to over here. Maybe they're upgrading their seats mid-flight, but that's not a thing. This was definitely a mistake. I'm a total nerd for even noticing it, but yeah, let's keep it moving because we got another mistake from Plain to See. Roll that footage. This one's kinda similar to the last one, but it's a lot funnier. So throughout the episode, it's established that this incidental 41, is the pilot of the plane. So throughout the whole episode, this dude is in the pilot seat, flying the plane, keeping us all safe. We're keeping SpongeBob and the gang safe. But here's the problem, right? We can see him right here as the pilot, incidental 41. But in the scene right before this, we can see him sitting right here in an aisle seat. I know some of you may think that there's multiple of incidentals, but in later seasons, there isn't. There's only supposed supposed to be one of each incidental. To prove this too, take a look at Fred, right? Fred is a full-on character. Like, he's also incidental 1, right? But he's also Fred, the my leg guy, and is his own character. And there isn't like 5 of Fred, there's 1 of him. So yeah, there wouldn't be 2 of incidental 41. Plus, guys, there's like 300 plus incidentals at this point. So reusing incidentals in the same scene is extremely lazy. There's no reason for them to do it. Anyways, though, I'm ranting. 2D animation is really hard, so we'll give them a break, okay? Like, 2D animation's really tough. But let's keep it moving and head over to another episode with more mistakes. Let's do it. First up, we have the episode Bubble Buddy, which any old school SpongeBob fan knows this episode. It's all about SpongeBob getting an imaginary friend made out of bubbles. And this like really cheeses Squidward. Like, Squidward loses sleep over this. What a dork. Roll that footage.
My friend's in there.
2 hours is long enough. That's it.
Hey, Bubble Buddy, you're finished.
All right, so this dude right here, this fishy boy right here is incidental 40, okay? And you'll notice that he has red lips, all right? Now, normally characters with lips, their lips don't disappear or go away at all, right? Like, really think about it. The lips on your face right now, they're not gonna like just disappear. And this is what's going on with this mistake right here, as when incidental 40 angrily says, "That's it." As he opens up the door to the restroom, his lips disappear for a few frames. Now, we know this is a mistake because they only disappear for a couple of frames. They do come back, which makes it clear that they were not supposed to disappear. I'll admit this isn't that big of a deal in terms of mistakes. Like, who cares his lips were missing, but it's still a mistake. And if you want crazier mistakes than this, stay tuned, as the mistakes are only going to get worse as we go. So let's head over to another episode. Real quick though, and then I'll shut up, don't worry. Make sure to subscribe, as I respond to the comments of all subscribers. So right now, if you simply just click subscribe and leave a comment, I'll respond for sure within the next like 48 hours. So do it. Anyways, though, let's head over to that next episode.
But when I shift into maximum overdrive, hi-ya! I knew I should have gotten the turbo.
Next up, I have a spicy season 3 episode for you guys. Now guys, here's a little secret for you guys, some Cartoon Corey lore. This next episode, Krusty Krab training video, is actually my favorite SpongeBob episode of all time. Like, if we did the Cartoon Corey SpongeBob episode tier list, this episode would be like S tier, dude. It'd be at the top. You guys get it, all right? I really like this episode, and even an episode like this that I love, I'm still going to expose some mistakes. There's 2. Here's the first one.
Pants. Let's check in on Squidward again.
I'm sure you guys caught it. If not, though, don't worry. Your boy, Cartoon Corey, he's got you. I'm gonna break it down. So, when Mr. Krabs is seen throwing Plankton back to the chum bucket, if we look inside the Krusty Krab behind Mr. Krabs, we'll notice that, for one, nobody's running the cash register, and there are like no customers. Like, there's nothing going on in that restaurant. There are no customers eating, and there's nobody at the cash register. But then, in the very next shot, Patrick and Squidward are randomly seen, despite the fact that this all takes place in a matter of seconds. So when Mr. Krabs just yeeted Plankton across the street, like he just chucked him across there, we should have seen Patrick and Squidward inside, like right here. So weird mistake, and here's another one. All right, here's mistake number 2 from Krusty Krab training video. You guys might have just caught it in the clips, but if we take a look at the galley grub menu at the very beginning of the episode, if we look right here, we can see that there's an item that's supposed to say Krusty Supreme. It sounds kind of delicious, you know? I wonder if it's like a fries Supreme from Taco Bell. Now I'm really hungry, but anyways, as you can see, it's actually misspelled on the menu, or at least it's like cut off. You can see that Krusty Supreme is supposed to like finish the word, but the E at the ending of Supreme is just cut off. So totally a mistake. Also, there's no price for the Krusty Supreme, which is also kind of weird. If we look at the galley grub menu in like any other episode, like here's an example, it always has prices. So yeah, a few mistakes here in one shot, and ladies and gentlemen, we've got more. Like I said, the mistakes are only gonna get crazier as we go, so let's head over to another episode. I know you guys are really gonna like this episode.
There it is, the finest eating establishment ever established for eating. The Krusty Krab. home of the Krabby Patty.
For this next one, we're going all the way back in time, all right? We're going in our time machine and going back to season 1 of SpongeBob and going back to the very first episode, Help Wanted. I don't think I need to tell you guys how iconic this episode is, and to be honest with you, the 3 mistakes that I'm going to expose are kind of understandable since it's literally the first ever episode. So don't worry, Steven Hillenberg, I got you, homie. I got you, bro. With that said, let's expose these 3 mistakes. Roll that footage.
Hands on Nick! Get your anchors out of your pants!
One single fine line is all I ask!
All right, mistake number 1. So in the overhead shot of the Krusty Krab where the restaurant is jumping left to right, like it's wild in there right now. Look at this thing just jumping left to right. Now, as this happens, the white spots on 2 of the Krusty Krab's like flags, the ones hung outside of the restaurant, are purple. Now, when I say this, you're probably like, Cartoon Corey, what's wrong? But if we look at like any other shot of the Krusty Krab and we look at these flags, those parts that turn purple are always white. Like here's a side by side, and as you can see, those areas are always white. So them randomly being purple in this one shot of Help Wanted is a mistake. Again, though, like I said, this is literally the first episode though. So, I mean, you could argue it isn't a mistake, but it is. As if we look at other shots in this exact same episode, look, those parts that are purple are white. So this one area of the episode here where they're purple is 100% a mistake. I yapped on way too long about this one. Let's head over to the next mistake from Help Wanted. This one's pretty spicy, and here's a hint. Pay close attention to SpongeBob's collar. I'm sure you guys may have caught this one, especially with the hint that I gave you, but in the final shot of SpongeBob making Krabby Patties for the very rude anchovies, like these dudes are really hungry. Like look at how crazy they're going over just some food. Like chill, bro, chill. Anyways though, as this happens, if you look closely, SpongeBob's collar, the collar to his shirt, randomly changes red. Like what? I guess they got it mixed up with his tie. His tie is normally red, and maybe the layering got mixed up, resulting in the collar being red. But like here's a random PNG of SpongeBob. As you can see, his collar is always white. I don't even need to show you this, but totally a mistake. And guess what? I still have one more from this episode. Roll the footage.
But Mr. Krabs.
Three cheers for SpongeBob! Hip hip!
All right, Mr. Krabs.
Hip hip!
All right.
Hip hip!
All right.
This one is really easy to miss. So real quick, here's a PNG of the most greedy boss ever, the greediest crab that has ever lived, Mr. Krabs. And you'll notice that underneath his like blue shirt, or I guess like flannel or something, I don't know what it is, but underneath this, he has this white undershirt right here. I'm pointing at it. Remember this, as throughout this episode, every time Mr. Krabs jumps, when he says hip hip, that white undershirt just completely disappears for a split second. Like I'm circling and arrowing it, as you can see here, but also I'm gonna play the clip in slow motion, and yeah, as you can see, every time it happens, that undershirt just disappears, it goes missing, which is a really weird mistake. Like I'll forgive them, it's not that big of a deal, and again, I've said it 1,000 times, this was the first episode, but it's still a weird mistake, and we've got more. Not from this episode though, from this next episode. Let's head over there.
Oh, barnacles, I hate the pill.
Another big favorite of mine when it comes to like old school SpongeBob is the episode Midlife Crustacean. This episode is actually kind of inappropriate in my opinion, as this is a kid show and it's all about Mr. Krabs wanting to do like bad young people stuff. For example, the panty raid, like what? How did kids watch this episode? I don't know, but it's a good episode. Of course though, it does have a mistake, and we're gonna roll the clip right now. Try to comment the mistake before I come back in. And here's a hint, it has to do with this ice cream stand right here. I'm circling it, all right, and zooming in on it. This ice cream stand right here. Roll the footage.
Hey, no cutting! You gotta wait your turn like everybody else!
Next.
Did you guys catch it? If not, don't worry. As always, your internet big brother, Cartoon Corey, he's got you. Like, let's be real, I'm the biggest SpongeBob nerd ever. Now, during the shot of the cemetery, it's very brief, but we see the shot of the line at the cemetery. And you'll notice at the ending of the line, there is no ice cream stand, all right? There's like nothing at the ending of the line. But like seconds later, when Mr. Krabs runs past, there is now magically an ice cream stand and the dude serving the ice cream right there. This is especially funny because these people were lined up for ice cream. So when we first see them lined up, what they're lined up for isn't even there. Like they didn't draw it at all. Like in this shot, the ice cream dude should be right here, but just, yeah, you guys get it. Now, I've got more SpongeBob mistakes coming up, but do you guys know what time it is? It's time for the random mistake of the day, where we take a quick break from SpongeBob to talk about mistakes in another cartoon. And then don't worry, we go right back to SpongeBob. So don't click off, wait, I'm gonna go back to SpongeBob. I've got more SpongeBob mistakes. Today, we're gonna do Phineas and Ferb. More specifically, the episode Phineas and Ferb Get Busted. Now, this first mistake actually has to do with Ferb, this character right here, his head. So pay close attention to that as we roll this footage, and then, yeah, we'll expose the mistake. Roll the footage.
We call it the Ferris bed. It makes trading off fair, simple, and fun, as well as giving easy access to the top bunk. All at the push of a button. Pretty cool, huh?
Did you guys catch it? It's actually like a really bad mistake. But when Phineas builds the Ferris bed, there's a couple of frames where it literally just goes through Ferb's head. Like, look at this. I'm zooming in. That is rough, dude. And here, I'm even gonna play the clip again in slow motion. Like, look at this. It's playing in slow motion. And yeah, that's not supposed to go through our dude's head. I'd be really upset if I was you, Ferb. Do you know who should really be upset, though? The animators of this episode, as I've got another mistake. Roll the footage.
But dude,
No.
Hey,
No,
Ferb,
no.
Yeah, so this one takes place during the brainwashing scenes I just played for you guys. It's very quick, but if you look closely right here, Phineas's eyes are missing for one frame. They do come back, but look at how weird this is. His eyes are just gone, dude. They just didn't draw his eyes. Okay, one more from Phineas and Ferb, and then we'll get back to SpongeBob. All right, one more, roll the footage.
Look!
So this one's interesting, all right? So when we first see the like robot spider thing, okay, it has 4 legs, all right? 1, 2, 3, 4. But here's the problem. This is not consistent throughout the episode, as in a later shot, look, he now randomly has 8 legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Maybe he was upgraded, or maybe the animators drew him with 4 and then forgot and drew him with 8. That's definitely what I think happened. But anyways, back to SpongeBob. We're back home, guys. Don't worry, we're back over to SpongeBob. And the episode is pre-hibernation week. And this episode is all about Sandy and SpongeBob playing a ton of extreme sports games before Sandy has to hibernate. But here's the thing, Sandy just pushes SpongeBob way too far. I've got 2 mistakes to cover that you do not want to miss, but real quick, here's a compilation of just all of the crazy stuff Sandy puts SpongeBob through, and then we'll get right to those mistakes. Roll the footage. All right, it's time for mistakes. Like I said, I've got 2 spicy mistakes. Here's the first one, and here's a hint. It has to do with SpongeBob's shoes. Okay, got it? Roll the footage.
Wake up, Slowpoke! We're going fly fishing!
Did you guys catch it? With the hint, this one's pretty obvious, but in one of the shots where SpongeBob is melted, if we look closely, the front part of his shoes are just like cut off. You can tell the shoes are supposed to like be longer, or like the, I don't even know, like the animation, not the animation, but the art of SpongeBob, his shoes, is like incomplete and just randomly cut off, which is absolutely 100% an error. Poor SpongeBob, like not only was he turned into like melted spongy goop, but they even cut off his feet, like my poor guy. Anyways though, one more from pre-hibernation week, okay guys? Let's see if you guys can spot this one. Try and comment the error before I come back in. You guys know the drill? Roll that footage. Okay, so this one's weird. If we take a look at a shot of SpongeBob's house from like any episode, like here's one random shot right here, and I'll even do a side-by-side, here's another random shot, all right? Both of them on screen at the same time. And you'll notice that SpongeBob always has these right here, these green steps that are like a path to his house. If we even go back to season 1, he has the steps there. He has like the path. So this is a part of his home. But in the nighttime shot of SpongeBob's house, the animators goofed real bad because they just did not draw the green steps at all. Like the path is there, but the green steps are missing. Here's a side-by-side, and you can see how weird it looks now. Like the green steps should be there, dude. Like what?
What's he doing?
He's just standing there, menacingly!
I've got two quick mistakes coming in hot next from the episode Hall Monitor. So many iconic episodes today. Like, I'm pretty sure a majority of today's video has been like awesome, iconic episodes. Anyways, we're doing Hall Monitor, and here's a hint, all right? It has to do with these buildings right here. I'm circling them quick. I don't want to give too much away, but these buildings right here, okay? Roll the footage.
Hurry, SpongeBob! I think it's getting dark.
Just put on your siren. I'll be right there.
Now, this mistake is more of a background detail, so it's not that big of a deal. It's not like SpongeBob's missing his entire face or something, or like Mr. Krabs missing his entire legs. But it's still a mistake, as pay attention to these buildings right here. At first, they're here, but eventually when Patrick says it's getting dark, these buildings just randomly, like suddenly move slightly to the right. Here's a side-by-side to show you guys, and this is like a really weird mistake. You can see that the background just got moved slightly, but it's still really weird once you catch it. Not as weird as the other mistake from Hall Monitor though. Roll the footage.
Afternoon, son.
Hello, brothers.
Son, we're looking for the maniac.
Okay, so I may have covered this one before in the past, so I apologize if I do. Don't worry, there's still tons of new mistakes coming up. But when the police arrive and ask Patrick about the maniac, we'll notice that Officer John Slugfish, this dude right here, his eyelids are the same color as Officer Rob John's, okay? But here's the problem. When they eventually talk to Patrick again, Officer John's eyelids are randomly colored incorrectly, and they're randomly orange. This dude is like a green fish. You can tell that they got both fish mixed up because this officer, I'm circling him, is orange. So yeah, totally a mistake here. We have the episode Dying for Pie. I mean, come on, what a classic episode. Of course though, even a classic banger episode like Dying for Pie has mistakes. I mean, why would I be talking about it otherwise? That would be kind of pointless. But yeah, there's 3 in this episode, and this first one is going to blow your brain, all right? Roll the footage.
Ridiculous things, because you were supposed to explode!
You want me to explode?
Yes! That's what I've been waiting for!
Yeah, so this one is like really rough, and I have no idea how it happened. But in the clips you guys just saw, you hear SpongeBob say, "You want me to explode?" And if we watch closely as SpongeBob says this line, a part of Squidward's head is just cut off. See, I wasn't capping when I said it would blow your brain. It literally blew Squidward's brain off. It cut a piece of his head off. This is 100% an animation mistake. I don't even think I need to break it down for you, so let's head over to mistake number 2. And here's a hint, it has to do with this clock right here, okay? Roll the footage.
Drown in it!
The lad's got until sunset before that bomb hits his lower intestine.
All right, so this clock right here, okay? Hopefully you guys were paying attention. You might have already caught the mistake, but Cartoon Corey's gonna break it down for you. So when Squidward and Mr. Krabs are in Mr. Krabs' office, we can see that the clock has 15-hour lines, okay? These lines right here each represent an hour, and there's 15 of them. This shouldn't change. There should always be 15 of them for the rest of the episode. But when Squidward remembers Mr. Krabs later on in the episode, that same clock now randomly has 12 lines. Here's a side-by-side, and you'll see what I mean. This first clock has 15, while this one has 12, which is a really strange continuity error. I mean, it's not as bad as Squidward missing an entire piece of his head, but it's still pretty bad. And I've got another one. As always, here's a hint. I want you to pay attention to what SpongeBob is checking off on his list.
Actually, I keep a list of the most fun things I like to do. Next!
So I will admit, even with the hint, you kind of need to like watch this episode for this mistake to like hit. So SpongeBob has this list, okay? And one of the things on the list is introduce friend in a salmon suit. Now, we see SpongeBob do this, okay? And SpongeBob checks it off. However, after SpongeBob checks off juggling, he seems to check off introduce friend in a salmon suit again for a second time, which is a complete mistake because this was already done. Hopefully this one makes sense. If it doesn't, I'm just gonna move on. But this was definitely a weird mistake here. He shouldn't be checking it off twice. He should only be checking it off once. Anyways, though, crazier mistakes coming up, guys, so stay tuned. Let's head over to another episode.
I recognize this goof. It comes from a baby spotted glistening meadow worm.
Dude, those things are worth a fortune. Did you say fortune?
Next up, we have the episode Pet or Pests, all right? And we're gonna dive right into it. This first mistake is hilarious. Okay, so as you've seen, there's the scene where the worms almost get run over by this truck, right? But if we pause at the right frame and look inside, there's literally no driver in this truck. They just didn't draw a person in the truck operating it. To be fair, they do draw it in a way to kind of hide this fact, but you can tell there's no driver in here and just, yeah, I don't know who's driving this truck. It must be a ghost or just lazy animation. Probably that. Here's another mistake from Pests.
Great idea you had, Mr. Krabs.
Well, it's like they always say back in the old country, lad.
What's that?
I don't know. I've never been to the old country.
This one is really easy to miss, but towards the end of the episode when SpongeBob and Mr. Krabs are selling the worms, I kind of want one. Would you guys buy one? Let me know in the comments, yes or no. Would you buy one? But yeah, when they're selling them, one of SpongeBob's green holes seems to turn red for like less than a second. It is only for like a couple frames, so it's not that big of a deal. But yeah, that shouldn't be happening. This is probably more likely like an animation glitch as opposed to a straight up mistake. Still pretty interesting though, and let's keep it moving. Let's head over to another episode. Next up, we have Mr. Krabs Takes a Vacation from Season 8. Season 8 is a really weird season. I'm not a big fan of a lot of the episodes from this season, but honestly, this is a really good episode that a lot of fans really like as well, so I do feel bad bringing up the mistakes, but it's time to expose the episode a little bit. Still a good episode, but it's got 3 mistakes. Here's the first one. Roll that footage. Try to comment the mistake before I come back in, okay? You can do it. Let's do this.
Ready for some fun? Who's ready to look at some vacation pictures?
Okay, so for this one, here's some context. Let's take a look at this PNG of Sandy. And you'll notice right away that Sandy's neck, all right, is always brown. It's the same color as her fur. You guys already know where I'm going with this because this is a very common mistake in SpongeBob. It happens like once a season, but yeah, her fur and her neck is always brown. But in that one scene in Mr. Krabs' house, look, Sandy's neck is white randomly instead of brown, making for a very straightforward mistake. How it happened, I don't know, but let's head over to another mistake that's also pretty bad.
Is it bathroom land? Because I could really use a bathroom right now.
Bathroom land! Oh, SpongeBob, you kill me.
This one's super easy to miss, but when Mr. Krabs is laughing and says, bathroom land, oh, SpongeBob, you kill me, his eyelashes are like weirdly transparent instead of brown for a few frames. Very weird. I don't know what happened here. They just forgot to color in his eyelashes. I'm zooming in and they just look really weird transparent. So big mistake. I got you. And here's another mistake.
Process in which the sheets of silver are pressed. This machine here is where we destroy old money by means of shredding.
All right, one more from Mr. Krabs Takes a Vacation. So throughout the episode, this character right here, Harold, also known as Incidental 40, this also further proves that there isn't multiple of every incidental. There's one of each of them because this is Incidental 40, but he has a name. His name's Harold. So remember this in the future, just saying. But yeah, this guy right here, throughout the episode, he wears a white shirt. But when Bill is explaining that they shred money, pretty much in the same scene, his shirt has just magically changed to a tan shirt. Man just changed his shirt in the middle of the episode, and then it returns back to normal in the next shot, which is wild. So first it looks like this, it's white, then it's tan, and then it goes back to being white all in a matter of like a couple minutes. So yeah, a mistake, and a good one. It's actually a very interesting mistake, and we've got plenty more coming up, so let's keep it rolling. Coming in hot, next up, we've got That Sinking Feeling, which in my opinion is a pretty underrated episode, and you guys definitely agree, this is a very popular Season 7 episode that a lot of fans have liked, especially when there are Season 7 episodes that are poo-poo, they're garbage. That Sinking Feeling, though, is a pretty good one, so as I always say, I feel bad to expose some mistakes, but Cartoon Corey's gotta do what he's gotta do, right? So I'm gonna roll the footage and try to comment the mistake before I come back in and reveal it, all right? You guys can do it. Let's do this.
Too hard.
Did you guys catch it? Well, when SpongeBob and Patrick throw their pickaxes into the air, it happens really fast, but SpongeBob's sleeve turns transparent for a couple of frames. Normally his sleeves are white, but in this one shot, it's like see-through, which is totally a mistake, a really bad mistake. The animators just simply forgot to color in one of his sleeves, and it looks really rough. And we've got more. Here's another mistake from That Sinking Feeling.
In my yard!
We're not playing in your yard, Squidward. We're playing in our yards.
This one's pretty straightforward, and I'll give Nickelodeon and Rough Draft Korea an excuse here, the people making the episode, that it could be due to the angle in which we see SpongeBob, but even if that's the case, it's still kinda lazy. As in this one shot right here, look, it kinda looks like SpongeBob is missing his right arm. Again, it could be due to the angle, but I mean, you would still be able to see SpongeBob's arm, so I do think that this was a lazy mistake. I don't think it was a blatant one or it was an accident, it was just them being kinda lazy. It happens though, it happens, you know, 2D animation's hard, but guys, you know what time it is? It's time for the random mistake of the day, where we take a quick break from SpongeBob to talk about mistakes in another cartoon suggested by you guys. And I got you, don't worry, Cartoon Corey listens, we're doing Gravity Falls again. The episode is Boys Crazy, and we have 3 mistakes. Roll the first one.
Before you do anything crazy, I want you to hear this. Hope this works.
So this first one's pretty simple, and it kind of applies to all cartoons, but especially in Gravity Falls, all characters only have 3 fingers and 1 thumb. As you guys already know, like a regular hand has 4 fingers and 1 thumb, but in cartoons, even SpongeBob, they usually have 3 fingers and 1 thumb. Remember this. As at the very beginning of the episode of Boys Crazy, when this character right here, Robbie, opens the case to his CD, he has 5 fingers on both hands, which is just not a thing and is 100% a mistake, because if we just fast forward a little bit in the episode and look at Robbie again, look, our dude has 3 fingers and 1 thumb, so they messed up for sure. Not that big of a deal though. Here's mistake number 2.
That is one big hamster tube. Someone's coming! Trying hard not to let my brain explode.
This one's really easy to miss, but when Candy, Grenda, and Mabel find the boys inside the cage, there's a quick frame, a very quick frame, a brief frame, where Candy's skirt just disappears. Pretty inappropriate, if you ask me. Like, get that girl her skirt back. This is a kid show. All right, one more from Boys Crazy, guys. One more mistake.
Hi guys. I'm sorry I went bonkers. A catchy song made me realize that you were right. Can you ever forgive me?
This one's kind of similar to the last one, but when Mabel apologizes to Grenda, in one frame, her mouth just completely disappears, like she's got no mouth, it's gone. She ain't gonna be yapping at all anymore, because that mouth is gone. Anyways, let's head back over to SpongeBob, guys, the good old yellow spongy boy. Do comment down below what other cartoons you want me to cover on Random Mistake of the Day in the future, even anime if you want to, anything, let me know. But anyways, back to SpongeBob. This is our last one, we're back to SpongeBob. It is Pat Hart's Squid. And this one's all about Squidward being forced to live at Patrick's house, and you can just imagine how this goes. So here's a bunch of clips because it's hilarious, and then we'll get right into the mistake.
I wouldn't stay with either of you two if the entire ocean was on fire.
So there's a chance. Yeah, I identify myself.
Patrick?
That is correct. May I ask who's calling?
See what I'm saying? Really good episode. I feel bad for Squidward in this one.
My turn!
Okay, so let's take a look at a random PNG of Patrick, and you'll notice that his eyes have a black outline, all right? His eyes have this black outline all around his eyes, like most SpongeBob characters have a black outline. But in the clips you guys just saw, right before Patrick starts dancing, the outline in his eyes just disappears for 1 frame. Here's a side-by-side of him without it and him with the outline, and yeah, it looks kind of weird. I would never notice this like randomly on my own while watching the episode though, like this is such a small mistake, but it's still technically a mistake, right guys? So I still wanted to mention it even though it's pretty weak. Here's mistake number 2 though.
So, who are you gonna stay with till you find a new house, Squidward? Me or Patrick?
I wouldn't stay with either of you two.
This one I'll make it very quick, but when SpongeBob is talking to Squidward at the beginning of the episode, some of the holes on his face briefly disappear while he's moving. If we look at him in other shots from this episode, this spot right here is the spot that's missing, like these holes right here. And let's do a side by side and you'll see how awkward it looks when SpongeBob is missing these holes. Like this is totally a mistake.
The Krabby Patty secret formula is a big part of a lot of episodes in SpongeBob, and the episode The Great Patty Capper is no exception, with it being all about the Krabby Patty's secret ingredient going missing. Because of this, it's up to SpongeBob to go around and interrogate everybody. He goes and sees Sandy, he asks Plankton, even his pet snail Gary, and eventually Squidward. Now this is where the mistake takes place. I'm gonna play the clip and hopefully you guys can spot the mistake, and then after I play the clip, I'll come in and like explain it and break it down. All right, roll that footage.
something happens to that secret ingredient. Don't bother coming back to work.
So at one point, the Krusty Krab goes on lockdown and it gets covered in this shield, as you can see here. So remember, the windows would be covered. Like if you were inside, you would not be able to see outside of the Krusty Krab. Well, if we pay close attention, in one of the scenes in the kitchen, the one I just showed you, after this happens where the Krusty Krab gets like the gate or shield around it, if one looks closely, the background of the order window is the sky, as you can see right here. This is a major mistake. What we should be seeing is the shield covering the windows that like Mr. Krabs put before. So yeah, totally a mistake. Let's head over to another episode. Yo guys, so just a little bit of a heads up. I'm gonna be making some subtle changes on the channel moving forward. A lot of you guys enjoy the sleep content on the channel, and I'm gonna keep on doing that. But once a week, I'm also going to be doing one video that's somewhat shorter, and it's just a little bit more of an experimental video. And just the point of why I'm saying this is I really need your guys' support. Right now, my channel is really conditioned in the algorithm as like a sleep channel, but I do want to dip out of that a little bit. I still want to be making content for sleeping, but for the longevity of the channel, I want to be producing at least one video a week that's like a normal video, like a 30-minute video. So I'm just asking in the coming weeks, if you guys see one of those from me in your feed, please give it a click, put it on the background or something. It'll really help me out. And yeah, let's get back to this video here. Yes, sir. Next up, we have an iconic episode. This one's a big deal. The episode is Hooky. And I mean, come on, if you're a hardcore SpongeBob fanatic like me, you already know this episode. It's all about SpongeBob and Patrick playing with hooks, despite Mr. Krabs telling them that they could like literally like die from using them. Like, we're gonna get to the mistake, but look at this clip of Mr. Krabs telling them what will happen to them if they play with the hooks.
Do you know what happens when you don't float back down?
Gift shop.
You end up vacuum packed, with nothing to look forward to but the smell of mayonnaise.
Yeah, I'm not trying to go to a gift shop either, SpongeBob, so you better stop playing with them. But anyways, it's mistake time. Here's the first mistake.
Again?
Again!
The hooks! No, no, no!
So this one's really weird, and I don't blame you guys for not catching it because it's like a very obscure type of animation error. But during this one scene right here where SpongeBob and Patrick are walking towards the hooks, this frame of animation seems to have some sort of damage to it, as you can see right here. It may look like some sort of random see-through jellyfish or something, but back during more traditional animation days, animators would use these plastic sheets to ink and paint non-background elements, and that's where the damage is. It's not on the actual frame, it's on the sheet over top right here. So this one might seem weird to you guys, but this is like confirmed to be a mistake by SpongeBob staff. So yeah, it's not a see-through jellyfish or something. That's like damage. Let's keep it moving though and head over to an even more interesting mistake, guys. This next episode has mistakes that will blow your brain, and I'm not exaggerating. Who remembers the episode Wormy? I mean, how could anybody forget this classic episode where SpongeBob and Patrick like raise this worm until it becomes a butterfly and it scares the living heck out of them? It's kind of sad. They like really liked Wormy and then they just become terrified by his presence. But you know what terrified me? The mistakes in this one episode. Let's start with mistake number 1. Roll that footage.
What's that thing?
He's gotta be in here. I think something bad happened to Wormy.
What is that thing?
I don't know, Patrick.
This first mistake is a classic. When SpongeBob and Patrick are about to hide behind the picnic table from Wormy, when they are tweaking, it only happens for a couple of frames, but look, boom, SpongeBob's left arm just disappears. It's missing. The animators just didn't draw it. It's only for a few frames, so it's kind of excusable, but it looks so weird seeing SpongeBob without an arm. Here's mistake number 2 though. Roll that footage.
And best of all, her pets are safe, because that horrible creature is now... headed
headed straight for the Krusty Krab!
This next one is just weird, so I want you to take a look at some of these shots right here. Canonically in SpongeBob, the Krusty Krab and Chum Bucket are directly across from one another. But in this episode, randomly, the path from Sandy's tree dome incorrectly leads to the Krusty Krab. Like, what? And because of this, the Chum Bucket and its pathway across from the restaurant are just missing. Now, to be fair, this one is a little bit more of like cartoon logic. You know what I mean? Like, they just were doing some cartoon logic here, and it's not that big of a deal, and this is a mistake. And let's head over to another episode because the mistakes are about to get wild. So there's been a lot of weird mistakes, but this next episode, the plot of it is even more weird. The episode is Squid Bob Tentacle Pants, which already gives you an idea. Yeah, SpongeBob and Squidward getting morphed together sounds like a nightmare, especially for Squidward because he does not like SpongeBob very much. What I don't like personally though are the mistakes in this episode. Let's see if you guys can spot this one.
Hello, molecular separator ray. Well, let's get on with it. My clarinet recital is tomorrow night.
Well, I'm not quite done with it yet.
I have a performance tomorrow. I can't be stuck to that yellow freak. Sandy, please, you gotta do it before the show.
So as you guys seen, SpongeBob and Squidward change colors and limbs a little bit. And as you can see, SpongeBob has this tentacle arm since, you know, he's morphed with Squidward. And more importantly, it's this bluish color, all right? Remember this. Well, at one point where Squidward speaks to Sandy and says, I can't stay stuck to that yellow freak, and it zooms in on SpongeBob over here, the tentacle arm is yellow instead of the usual bluish color. It's supposed to be the bluish color, but you can see why this mistake would have happened. Normally SpongeBob's yellow, so that's why they made it yellow. But in terms of the episode's plot and the coloring and the animation, this is totally a mistake. And here's another one.
Hi?
Did you guys catch it? Well, in the part where Incidental 41 holds his barf, that's disgusting, take a look at Sandals over here as his eyes are just not attached to his body. What? Next up is Dopey Dick. Now, the mistake in this episode is very easy to miss. Like this one, I had to watch it a couple of times to actually catch it, okay? It's your guys' turn to catch it. Watch closely. Here's the clip.
The big rope, the little rope, the frowny rope, the smiley rope. And licorice rope.
Again, it's very easy to miss, but after Patbuck shows this version of Squidward, the smiley rope, like I'm gonna zoom in right here, you can see that there's still like the sky at the top and just a piece of the top is just cut off. It's missing, and that is a pretty bad mistake right there. Next up, Seance Schmeance. This episode is pretty good. Let's keep it moving though and get into mistake number 1. Roll the footage.
Only what's on the menu, old timer.
This ain't no kind of way to treat a loyal customer.
Well, that's a first for you, an unsatisfied customer.
No!
This one's pretty simple, and I'm sure some of you guys caught it. But when SpongeBob goes running to Mr. Krabs' office, there's a massive spelling mistake on the galley grub menu. So Krabby Patty is normally spelled as
Krabbypatty says I.
You can even see this on other shots of the galley grub menu from previous episodes right here. But in this episode, it's misspelt, with Patty being spelled as P-A-T-T-I-E. Now, this is a fairly common mistake in SpongeBob. It happens at least once or twice every season, but come on guys, that's not how it's spelled. Walking Small. I love this episode. It's cool seeing SpongeBob and Plankton kind of come together for an episode, even though it kind of bites Plankton in the butt by the ending. Here's the first mistake though.
Gee, Plankton, I'm sorry about the chum bucket.
Forget about that.
Yeah, this one's really, really, really funny. So at one point, SpongeBob cleans the sand off of a kid's ice cream, as you guys just saw, all right? So there's no more sand on the ice cream. But a couple scenes later, after SpongeBob cleans it all off, when all the fish surround Plankton as he's crying, that exact same kid is seen with his ice cream, but look, his ice cream is randomly dirty again. Either this kid really likes sandy ice cream and wanted to put more sand on his ice cream, that's disgusting, or the animators forgot about the shot of SpongeBob cleaning the sand off and then drew it again with sand on it. But this makes for another mistake. Anyways, here's mistake number 2 from Walking Small.
Thanks, dude. Volleyball, anyone?
I'm gonna make this one quick, but it's pretty spicy. So after Scooter, after he rides with SpongeBob, his pants are green, as you can see here. Remember this, they're green, 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 remember. As like a few scenes later, his pants have randomly changed and they're now purple. And like not enough time has passed for him to go and change his pants. To be fair, the purple pants look good, but yeah, this was definitely an animation error. At first, the animators drew him like this with green pants, and then they must have forgot about it, just like that sandy ice cream, and made his pants purple later on, making for an interesting mistake. When it comes to Bikini Bottom, Patrick is definitely one of the dumbest characters, you know, asking people if mayonnaise is an instrument, or randomly yelling Finland when he gets hit by an object. But honestly, SpongeBob really takes the cake in the episode Imitation Krabs, where Plankton makes a robot version of Mr. Krabs that's very clearly a robot, but SpongeBob over here, the yellow yapper, actually falls for it and believes that this robot version is the real Mr. Krabs. Squidward is at least pretty skeptical about it in the beginning, but anyways, let's dive into the mistakes. This is a really good episode. Roll that footage.
Ravioli, ravioli, give me the formuoli.
SpongeBob, no! Don't listen to him! I'm the real Mr. Krabs!
Don't listen to him. He's obviously a robot.
So throughout a majority of this episode, whenever we see Robot Krabs, he's wearing Mr. Krabs' uniform, but he's missing one thing. And you'll notice that Mr. Krabs has this white shirt underneath his uniform. And if we look at Robot Krabs, he does not have this. He does not have the white shirt for some reason. Now this is okay, but the problem is that when Mr. Krabs accuses Robot Mr. Krabs of being, well, you know, a robot, Robot Krabs in this one shot randomly has Mr. Krabs' white shirt. He doesn't have it after this scene, and he didn't have it before this scene, so this was totally a mistake. They just randomly gave Robot Krabs the white shirt, when in every other shot he doesn't have it. I'm over-explaining, but yeah, totally a mistake, and here's mistake number 3.
I'm just trying to protect the secret formula.
Just remember the most important rule.
No free napkins?
No!
Only discuss the secret recipe with Mr. Krabs.
As long as you do that, the secret is safe.
This one is a weird one, and I'm a total SpongeBob nerd for even catching it. But in the scene where Mr. Krabs tells SpongeBob that if he regards the secret formula, the secret formula would be safe, the floor of the Krusty Krab, which is always green, like look at this shot right here from the first episode, it's green. It's like literally always green, is randomly blue for this one shot in this episode, which is a very strange mistake. The Krusty Krab floor is never blue. It looks kind of cool as blue, but this is a massive mistake. And guys, let's head over to another episode. Lots of crazy mistakes coming, so stay tuned. I'm saving the best for last. Next up, we have a season 6 episode, and season 6 is like very like underrated. It's not talked about a bunch. There's some good episodes, but there's also episodes that make me want to just disappear. One of the episodes that is actually pretty good is Plankton's Regular, and this is all about Plankton finally getting a customer for once. It's kind of sad because in the end, this is revealed. Roll the clip.
Not ever again. The deal's off, computer. I can't eat another bite of that slop, no matter how much you pay me.
Yeah, poor Plankton. The dude never even really liked you. But anyways, let's get into the mistakes. Or mistake. There's only one, and this one's pretty interesting.
I am such a clumsy oaf. I sure hope nothing happens to this Krabby Patty. Oh no! Too late! Ah, oops. Ah, oops. Ah, oops. No. Come on, Matt. Just one accidental
Did you guys catch it? So, when SpongeBob tries feeding Nat the Krabby Patty, when we first see the Krabby Patty, we can see that there's cheese on it, alright? Like, there's cheese on this patty. I kinda wanna take a bite out of it, to be honest. But here's the problem. In the next scene after this, look, the cheese is missing now. It's just gone. Here's a side-by-side. At first, the burger had cheese, and then the cheese is just randomly gone. And no, I don't think anybody removed it. I think the animators removed it because they forgot about drawing it with cheese the first time, so get wrecked. Mistakes happen, and I caught ya. So let's head over to another episode and catch some more mistakes. Let's do it. Because it's the earliest season in SpongeBob, season 1 has a majority of the mistakes. I mean, the show was new, animation was not as established at that point. The show did premiere in the late 90s after all, so there's a lot of mistakes in this era. And the episode Fools in April is definitely one of these episodes with a bunch of mistakes. Here's the first one. Roll that clip.
Squidward, is all that true?
Yes, SpongeBob. Yes, it's all true.
Even the part about the lima beans and the car chase?
What? Yes, whatever. But you have to promise not to tell anybody.
I promise.
Really?
When SpongeBob mentions the lima beans in Car Chase to Squidward, it's really quick, but his 2 teeth have actually been colored black, as you can see right here, which is not healthy. Like, go brush your teeth. Like, black teeth is not a good sign. Like, you probably got some cavities in there, SpongeBob. Probably from all of those Krabby Patties. Anyways, though, here's mistake number 2 from Fools in April.
April Fools!
Now this one isn't hard to miss. This one's very blatant, especially with where we paused like the mistake during the preview. It's pretty straightforward, but when SpongeBob is taken around the bar, there's a frame where his whole mouth is just gone. It's just missing. It's only for a frame, which is like half a second, but yeah, he should have his mouth. Kinda lazy to not draw it, but I imagine this was just a slip up by the animators since it's only for a frame. It's still a mistake though. And we've got more. Let's head over to another episode, guys. Things are gonna get crazier as we go. Next up, we have season 13's The Big Top Flop. There's only one mistake, but it is pretty rough, so take a look.
Hey, Mr. Krabs, I don't get it. Why are we dressed like this?
Because everyone in the circus is sick today.
Do I have to do this?
So as you guys just seen, one big part of this episode is that Patrick wears a sea bear costume, all right? And as we can see early on, there's a white tag on the sea bear costume. It's right here and it's white. Remember this. As eventually we get this scene where Squidward's clown outfit is revealed. And if we take a look at Patrick's sea bear costume, the tag is now colored as the same brown as his fins, which is totally a mistake. At first it was white, but now it looks like this. You'd think that this type of stuff just wouldn't happen anymore in modern SpongeBob. I mean, it's season 13, but it's 2D animation, mistakes happen. But anyways, let's head over to another episode. This episode we're going to be covering now, There Will Be Grease. SpongeBob season 13 is actually really good, just saying. But anyways, here's the first mistake. Let's see if you guys can spot it.
Get some today. There's no excuse. Everyone needs everything juice.
Okay, so take a look at this little dude right here, Incidental 118C. Now, at the beginning of the fantastic Everything Juice song, I love this song, he's seen with this lavender colored dorsal fin right here, all right? It's lavender, remember this, it's right here. But if you watch closely near the ending of the Everything Juice song, Incidental 118C can now be seen with this like dark green dorsal fin. This is definitely a mistake. Dude's dorsal fin, which is a part of his body, didn't just change colors randomly. And I've got another one. Roll the footage. Let's see if you guys can spot this one.
You did pretty good back there, Krabs. But now it's time to watch a master.
Yeah, this one is just bad. So take a look at our girl Sandy right here. I don't think I need to tell you guys that Sandy, because she's a squirrel, has a tail. Whenever Sandy opens her door, where is this girl's tail? It's just missing, which again is totally a mistake. She's supposed to have a tail. She's had it ever since her debut in the show, Tea at the Tree Dome. Okay, that's not it for this episode though. Anyways, here's another mistake from There Will Be Grease.
It's a wonder, it's a miracle, you just can't have enough. So we say hey!
This one's kind of technical and it's very easy to miss, but when Mr. Krabs gives Incidental 37B a bottle of everything juice during the song, Incidental 37B's tongue and the inside of his mouth are just like disappearing for an entire frame. It's there, but then for one frame, it just disappears. That is weird, dude. You don't just lose the inside of your mouth, let alone your tongue. SpongeBob Season 8 is kind of all over the place. I think there are some episodes that really stand out and are fan favorites, but there's a lot of episodes that aren't bad, but they just go under the radar. And The Googly Artiste is one of those episodes. But now it's time for the dirty mistakes, the spiciness. Roll the footage.
You did it, Patrick. You found your inspiration.
And I'm gonna need more of those patty thingies.
You got it, buddy.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys caught that one, but in one frame, Incidental 107 over here, his mouth is just missing. Mistakes where like somebody's lips or eyes are missing are very common in SpongeBob. They're very common in 2D animation in general, but this one is just bad. It is right there. Like, how could anybody miss this? I'm pretty sure as a kid, when I seen this on TV, I even caught this mistake because look, that is one blatant mistake and it is bad. And there's more, guys. Let's head over to mistake number 2 from this episode.
Oh, not you again. May I take your order?
So if we head back to SpongeBob Season 1, any episode where the Krusty Krab appears and we take a look at the galley grub menu, as you can see, Krabby Patty is spelled as Krabby Patty, okay? It's always been spelled like this. This is like very important. Well, when Patrick over here looks at the Krusty Krab menu in the Googly Artiste, take a look at Krabby Patty, as Patty is just weirdly misspelled as Pattie. That is not a thing. So I don't know what was going on with this one. Patty is Patty, not Pattie. Like what? Anyways though, let's head over to another mistake from this episode.
I've run out of rocks to put googly eyes on. I've run out of rocks.
Got anything else?
The artist needs alone time.
He's so eccentric.
For this next one, you have to really like hear me out and understand 2D animation for it to really hit. But while Harold says he's so eccentric, take a look at Norma's facial features, as it looks like her face is like nearly falling off. As a matter of fact, they seem to be slightly detached from her face. I'm zooming in here, and again, I guess I could be overthinking this one. What do you guys think? I definitely think that this was a bit of a animation error, not a huge one, but girl's face is like literally sliding off of her and is detached. So like, damn dude, go get that checked out. Next up is Boating Buddies, which is all about Squidward having to attend Mrs. Puff's boating school for once after getting a ticket. Can you imagine why he got a ticket though? Well, let me show you. I'm gonna play the clips. You guys can probably guess who caused him to get a ticket.
Bon voyage, nincompoop.
Yeah, I feel sorry for Squidward sometimes. We all like to like make fun of him. He's a very grumpy guy and he definitely needs to like take a chill pill and be more happy. But I would be pretty mad too if I was Squidward sometimes. But anyways, here's the first mistake.
If you need any help, I've taken this test hundreds of times.
How many times do I have to tell you? I am not your buddy. SpongeBob. SpongeBob, I need your help.
This one happens really fast, but in the scene where Squidward is talking to SpongeBob about him needing his help, we can see incidental 7 over here, and you'll notice they're purple like they always are. But here's the problem. In the very next shot, she randomly changes to pink, and that's the exact same character, but they just randomly change colors in the middle of a scene, and it looks so awkward. Talk about a mistake.
Thanks for the ride home, Mr. Krabs. Just take the next right. Mr. Krabs, we just passed the turnoff.
SpongeBob is a very hard worker. Like, I think we can all agree that the Krusty Krab would probably go out of business if SpongeBob wasn't there, which we've seen before. Like, we go back to the episode Pickles, where SpongeBob forgot how to make a Krabby Patty and couldn't work, and like the Krusty Krab was falling apart, dude. Like, keep Squidward out of the kitchen. Look at this. Well, we kind of get a taste of this in the episode Bummer Vacation, as Mr. Krabs forces SpongeBob to take a break. What really needed to happen, though, is that Nickelodeon needed to give their animators a break, because there's a bunch of mistakes in this episode. Here's the first one. Roll the footage.
You're right, Gary. It is unhealthy to think about the Krusty Krab while I'm on vacation. I need to get out of the house.
Yeah, so we're starting off with a banger because this mistake is just, yeah, it's a bad one. Now, to be fair, I can understand how the animators kind of missed it because it's so quick, but at the same time, I mean, just let me explain. All right, so when SpongeBob admits that it's unhealthy to think about the Krusty Krab while on vacation and that he needs to get out of the house, our boy is missing his legs. Like, what? Where are his legs? They just didn't draw them, and it looks so weird. How you forget to draw a character's legs too is just like insane to me. So yeah, here's mistake number 2 though.
The right tools for the job.
Whoa. They put a tiny me in this belly scratcher.
Okay, so this one's a bit of a nitpick, but here's some context. Take a look at this PNG of Patrick, our favorite pink starfish. One thing you'll notice is that while his body is pink, Patrick's eyelids are always purple. But in the clips I just showed you guys, when Patrick is looking at the reflection of himself in SpongeBob's spatula, the animators goofed a little bit because they gave him pink eyelids, when this is incorrect. He never has pink eyelids. You go back to season 1, 2, 3, any episode, and he always has purple eyelids, so this was a little mistake. It's not the end of the world, like Patrick is gonna survive, but I got you, Nickelodeon, get wrecked. Here's mistake number 3. Now, I don't know if this was actually a mistake or not, but it was a very weird decision, that's for sure. But SpongeBob seems to be wearing his pants while he's in the shower. This is a kid show, so that might be why. Like, it might be a situation where, like, they don't, you know, they don't want to show him naked, but kind of a mistake. Like, man shouldn't be wearing his pants. But anyways, let's head over to another episode, guys. There's a lot crazier mistakes coming up that are much worse than the ones I just covered. I'll admit that last one was kind of weak, so yeah, let's head over to another episode. Dude, imagine going your entire life without a nose. Like, you could never smell anything. Well, it turns out this is exactly what's been going on for Patrick for the past, like, however many seasons, as the episode No Nose Nose is all about Patrick finally getting a nose and actually being able to smell stuff. It makes for a bunch of hilarious moments. Like, we're gonna get into the mistakes, but here's a quick compilation of Patrick smelling stuff for the first time. It's so funny. Okay, it's mistake time. Here's the first mistake from No Nose Nose. Try to point the mistake out before I reveal it and break it down. Put it in the comments.
Well, I guess I won't be eating those.
My mouth can't take these conflicting flavors!
Okay, so this right here is our boy Fred. We've talked about him many times before. And when Fred first appears at the Bikini Bottom Bakery and is blue, he has like a girly voice, all right? Remember this as it's important. In this episode, it's established that he has a girly voice, and that's okay. The problem is that like later on in the episode, when that same blue version of Fred appears inside the Krusty Krab and he speaks, he randomly has a whole different voice and has like a deeper boyish voice now, like randomly. Like, what? I'm gonna play both clips back to back again so you can hear the difference. It just, yeah, a really funny choice on their end.
Well, I guess I won't be eating those.
My mouth can't take these conflicting flavors!
How do you get a character's voice messed up like this? Like, whatever. Let's head over to the next mistake in No Nose Nose.
Hiya, Pat.
Take a bath, flea bag.
So as you guys know, Sandy is a squirrel, meaning that she cannot breathe underwater, which is why she wears her air helmet all the time, right? She needs this or she would drown. Now what's funny is in this episode, there's a scene that you guys just saw where Patrick sprays an air freshener on Sandy, and for some reason our girl chokes, but this would be impossible since she's wearing her air helmet. She wouldn't be able to smell it, breathe it in, or anything, so this was a mistake. It's cartoon logic though, like this isn't that big of a deal. This is a typical type of cartoon mistake, but it's still a mistake and it's kind of funny. Let's keep it moving though.
Because it's on top of Mount Climb Up and Fall Off!
One older episode of SpongeBob that is like super underrated in my opinion is Valentine's Day, where SpongeBob has an elaborate like best friend Valentine's Day gift for Patrick, but Patrick thinks that SpongeBob is being a cheap, lazy friend. It's really funny. We're not here for all that though, we're here for mistakes, and to be honest, this episode doesn't have a bunch, but I was able to find one that I haven't covered before in like a previous video. Here's the first one. Before I come back in and explain the mistake, try to guess the mistake on your own and comment it below. All right, roll that footage.
Oh, Patrick!
So in the clips you guys just saw, we can see that there's a bunch of fish standing behind SpongeBob, right? This is fine, but the issue here is as the scene progresses, the amount of fish standing behind SpongeBob will change in a matter of seconds. In one shot, we can see that there's this many people behind him, and then in this shot, there's this many people, and then it even changes again in this shot. I'm showing all three side by side, and because this all happens in a matter of seconds, this is 100% a mistake. Like, they forgot about the amount of fish behind SpongeBob and just kept on changing it. Only a nerd like me would notice this, but yeah, it's a mistake. And let's keep it moving. Plenty of more crazy mistakes coming up, way better than this one. Next up, we have an episode I really love. It's Sandy's Rocket. Here's some funny clips, and then we're gonna get right into the mistakes from this one.
New alien out window protectant. It's an egg sac. Let's look at the embryo. Twins.
All right, let's get into the mistakes. I'm like dying to show you them. Here's the first one.
Oh, hush, silly. This is for harvesting moon rocks.
Well, when you're done playing with rocks, you can use that.
So here's the problem, guys. In this scene, Sandy is showing SpongeBob how the net gun works, and she blows on the bubbles coming out of the gun. You can see it right here. I'm even showing it in slow motion. Here's the issue though. Sandy's wearing a helmet, so how would she be able to blow on anything? If she exhaled, it would just stay in her air helmet. It wouldn't go into the air. So yeah, this is just a weird mistake, and here's another one. This one's easy, but when SpongeBob's trying to sleep at nighttime, if we take a look at SpongeBob's house, it's missing a window. Normally, SpongeBob's house looks like this and has this amount of windows, but in this one shot, there's only one, which is, again, totally a mistake. Here's a side-by-side of like another shot, and just, yeah, totally a mistake.
Toy, which toy?
Not me, not me, not me!
I'll take this big, ugly one!
You know, I feel like season 13 needs some more praise. There's a lot of really good episodes in season 13. It isn't perfect, but Swimming Fools is a good one. It does have one mistake though. And I'll admit, this one's really easy to miss, but once you catch it, it's actually like a pretty bad mistake. I don't know how they missed it. If you're just a regular viewer, it won't stand out, but if you're like an animator on the episode, I don't know how they missed this one. Anyways though, roll the clip. So take a look at this shot of Patrick's house right here. As you can see, there's always this weather vane on top of Patrick's house right here. To be completely honest with you guys, before making this video, I didn't know what a weather vane was, but it's like this arrow thing right on top of Patrick's rock home. Well, in Swimming Fools, when Squidward screams as he dives down with the diving board, take a look as the weather vane on top of Patrick's house is just gone. Poof. It's completely missing. And again, as you can see in this shot, another shot of Patrick's house, it should be right there. Also, just saying, not that big of a deal, but take a look at this clip from Naughty Nautical Neighbors real fast, and take a look at SpongeBob's backyard.
Well, there's a bad name.
Yeah, our boy SpongeBob has a garage in the back of his house. To be fair, that episode is from like season 2 or 3, so I mean, things could have changed, but I think that was just a continuity error.
My snail.
Patrick, that's a rock.
Yeah, thanks, I know.
Hey, what are you standing on anyway?
Next up is the Great Snail Race. Now, I love this episode. It is a banger. It's a classic. It's all about Squidward getting a snail, and SpongeBob and Squidward both competing with their pet snails in the Great Snail Race to win. Who do you guys got your money on, all right? Gary, Snelly over here, Squidward's snail, or Rocky, Patrick's pet rock? Comment down below, but let's get into the mistakes. Here's the first one.
But for this sport, the crowd is going absolutely nuts for Larry.
So this first mistake is very spicy. In the clips you guys just saw, in the audience at Oyster Stadium, for one, Fred over here, Fred's the dude who always screams, "My leg!" But yeah, Fred, there's nothing wrong with his leg this time, but he is missing his pants, as you can see here, which is totally a mistake. They just didn't draw my guy's pants.
Property of Squidward tent poles.
That's tennis balls! Tentacles! Come on, Snelly.
Okay, so I will admit this one is kind of a nitpick. I'm a total SpongeBob nerd for even catching it. But let's take a look at a PNG of Patrick, alright? And one thing you'll notice is that Patrick's eyelids are always purple. I know his whole body is pink, he's a pink starfish, but whenever he squints or closes his eyes, we can see that his eyelids are purple, not pink. Well, for this one scene, the animators messed up a little bit. They must have forgot about this, as right after Squidward says that's tennis balls, Patrick blinks his eyes, but his eyelids are pink right here instead of purple, which, as I mentioned, is a mistake. It's kind of a weak mistake though, I'll admit, so let's head over to mistake number 3.
No! Don't give me that look! I said no, mister! Get going, Gary! Go, 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 go!
This one's much worse. Did you guys catch it? This one is pretty wild. So, SpongeBob is wearing a red coach's outfit, alright? Remember this, he wears it throughout the whole episode. However though, when in Oyster Stadium, when SpongeBob says, "Don't give me that look," well, look, there's a close-up shot where Gary is on the floor, and SpongeBob's pants are blue. When if we look at the clip right before this, his pants are red. Like I said, his pants are red throughout the whole episode, but the animators messed up for this one shot and gave him blue pants, which looks incredibly strange. Especially when in the next shot, he goes back to the proper color of pants, so yeah. Crazy, man, but stay tuned, guys, because we still got lots of mistakes coming up. We're gonna be covering tons of wild mistakes.
Patrick, what is that?
Oh, that's a lens cap!
Did you just put that on?
No, I put it there right before we started filming.
Some of my favorite episodes of SpongeBob are the Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy episodes. I love them. Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy 1, 2, 3, and 4. Even the 5th one was pretty good. But one that's very underrated is Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy Part 6, the motion picture. Let me know how you guys feel about this episode in the comments, but let's dive into this episode's one mistake. The mistake is really bad.
Good morning, SpongeBob.
Everything. Well, at least we got the footage.
Yeah, I got the footage.
Did you guys catch it? It happens very, very quickly. But when Patrick says, "Good morning, SpongeBob," take a look at his pants as they're weirdly miscolored. It seems like they got the colors flipped. I'm showing a side-by-side of what his pants normally look like. And dude, what is going on here? Like, it just looks so awkward in Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy Part 6. I'm zooming in, and yeah, that's not how Patrick's pants are supposed to look. So yeah, let's keep it moving though, and head over to another episode. This is gonna be fun today.
For me, helping friends from up above. These are the things that I love.
Next up, we have the finale for SpongeBob Season 3, The Sponge Who Could Fly. And you know, I love this episode. It's Season 3, so of course I love it. It's classic. But I will admit the plot is kind of weird, where SpongeBob wishes that he could fly with the jellyfish, and eventually gets his pants inflated, causing him to fly. Here's the first one. This one happens quick, but as you guys just saw, there's this moment where a bunch of little SpongeBobs run around in a circle. They're so cute. I want my own little SpongeBob. How about you guys? You want to take one of those little SpongeBobs home? Anyways, if we watch closely while they run around in the circle, one of them just disappears for a frame, like they go poof. Like I'm showing it in slow motion and looping it, and yeah, they just disappear and it looks so awkward. Like, where did they go? They come back, to be fair, but yeah, mistake. And here's mistake number 2 from the Sponge Who Could Fly.
No, he owes us favors.
Get him!
Alright, so this one has to do with our boy Fred over here again. So when he first speaks up, we can see that Fred is purple. Remember this? He's purple. But as the episode progresses and we get this shot where he walks up to the cliff, he's now randomly brown. Now I know he's an incidental character and these get duplicated and recolored all the time, but the problem here is that we literally already seen Fred in this episode and he has spoken dialogue. And when he speaks, our boy is purple. But yeah, then he appears again later and I guess my boy got some plastic surgery or something because he's a whole different color. He's brown now. Pretty weird. It's a mistake and let's keep it moving. Lots of spiciness is coming up, so stay tuned. Also, by the way, I respond to the comments of all subscribers, so if you click subscribe right now and leave a comment, I'll respond for sure within the next 2 or 3 days. So do it. Click subscribe so we can chat. Anyways, let's keep it rolling.
Okay, you ready?
I think so.
This is our chance.
Oh, you don't have to tell me, SpongeBob.
All right.
Is he still there?
Let's check.
Next up is the episode Fun Believable from SpongeBob Season 13 and has 3 mistakes. Here's the first one.
I think I have a nut ache.
Sorry, Sandy. Hey, Rube, should we come back later?
Honestly, I had to double take for this one, as when Rube says yeah, later would be good, take a look at Sandy's stomach. It's missing. It's not supposed to look like that. Normally, as most of you probably know, Sandy looks like this, but in this one shot, yeah. I don't know what's going on with her stomach, but yeah, these SpongeBob animators messed up a little bit. Let's keep it going though and head over to mistake number 2 from this same episode.
Restroom is right around the corner, boys.
No, Patrick and I have something to show you. It's fun-believable.
Now this one is just bad, as when SpongeBob says it's fun-believable, his mouth disappears for a split second. Mistakes happen sometimes, but dude lost his entire mouth. SpongeBob needs that to eat Krabby Patties, so I mean, come on guys. Here's another mistake though. This one is just funny, so stay tuned.
We're ready for you.
Are you sure?
So take a close look at this scene while SpongeBob and Patrick rise out of these coffins as SpongeBob's tie is colored brown like his pants. Normally SpongeBob's tie looks like this. I don't even think I need to show you guys, it's red, but for some reason here it's brown. It's most likely what happened here is the animators got mixed up with the color of SpongeBob's pants, which are brown, and made the tie the same color, but whatever. Mistakes happen and I've got lots of more, even crazier mistakes than these ones. So let's head over to our next episode for today, guys. SpongeBob Season 10 has some weird episodes, including the episode The Incredible Shrinking Sponge, an episode where this happens. Take a look at these clips. Yeah, SpongeBob gets shrunk and it results in a ton of chaos. It's a good episode. But what isn't good is this first mistake. Roll the clip. So take a look at this shot of the Krusty Krab. This is even from back in Season 1, the first ever season of the Krusty Krab. And as you can see, there is this enter sign right here in front of the Krusty Krab, right there. Boom, you can see it. It's been there since the first season. But when tiny SpongeBob is launched and hits the Krusty Krab and it zooms out, look, the enter sign is just missing. It's gone. What's funny is it appears early on in the episode, but in this shot, it's just gone. I guess the animators forgot about it for a second, and it's not that big of a deal, but it should be there, guys. Anyways, though, here's another mistake from this episode. This one's much worse.
We want our action figure back! Ow!
Listen up, guys. So this character right here is Incidental 160, all right? He's a young kid fish character. And as you can see, he has a purple body and a blue shirt, a light blue shirt. Remember this, it's very important. He wears it throughout this whole episode, but during this one scene when they're like ducking by the cash register station, Incidental 160 has completely lost his shirt. He has the sleeves there, but we should still be able to see the shirt. I don't want anybody trying to make an excuse for this. It could be because of the angle, but nah, they just were too lazy to draw him with his shirt again from behind, and that was a lazy mistake, guys. Like, look at him, he's missing his shirt. Hey, that's not it though, guys. This next episode has some crazy mistakes, some of the most wild mistakes I've ever covered, so let's do it. Next up is another banger from season 12. This is actually one of my favorite season 12 episodes, Stormy Weather. It's a good one. This is like a 9 out of 10 episode.
Sorry.
Okay. I know what you guys clicked on. It's mistakes. Here's the first mistake. For this one, only true fans are really gonna get it.
Hey, Doppler. You're not the only one who knows how to use a leaf blower, sucker.
Like I said, you need to be a true fan for this one to really hit, alright? But if we go back to SpongeBob season 1, literally, the second episode is titled Reef Blower, and it's all about SpongeBob using this reef blower right here, okay? This is from season 1, May 1st, 1999 is when the episode aired. Now, the mistake is that in the episode Stormy Weather, for some reason, whenever the reef blower is brought up, it's referred to as a leaf blower, okay? A leaf blower. Nah, this is a reef blower, and if you're a true SpongeBob fan, you know that, and whoever wrote this episode and wrote like the scripts should have known that themselves. I mean, seriously, there's an entire episode named after it, but whatever. Okay, here's another one, guys, one more mistake from this episode.
Oh, now don't be scared. SpongeBob knows just what a growing storm cloud needs. Hot steam.
This one's simple. So, when SpongeBob says SpongeBob knows just what a growing storm cloud needs, take a look at our dude's teeth as his white teeth turn yellow for an entire frame. I make this joke all the time, guys, but seriously, SpongeBob, go brush those teeth, my boy. That's gnarly. Imagine how bad his breath smells. Yes, sir, we're back to the good stuff. We're actually back to the Patrick Star Show, because the episode Survivoring has a couple of mistakes I want to cover. And remember, guys, the Patrick Star Show is technically SpongeBob. It's all in the same universe. SpongeBob is definitely the best out of all the shows and the funniest, but the Patrick Star Show gets too much flack. It's actually pretty good. And here, take a look at some of these funny clips from the episode Survivoring, and then we'll get into the 2 really bad mistakes in this episode. Stay tuned, because you do not want to miss these mistakes.
This isn't roughing it.
This massage table's being pretty rough. That's way better than my toilet.
See, the Patrick Star Show ain't so bad, guys. You gotta give it a chance, but let's expose some mistakes. Here's the first one.
Noises!
I was speaking isopod.
Okay, so for some context, this character right here is Squidina, and in the clips you guys just saw, Squidina is about to summon the isopod butlers. And if we watch very closely, look, our girl, her arm disappears for a frame. It just goes poof, making for a really weird shot. Now, it does come back afterwards, but how this happened for a frame, I don't know. It's very, very silly, and mistakes happen, but here's mistake number 2 from the same episode.
With their help, I was able to build the shelter of my dreams.
Alright, listen closely, because this one's like interesting, it's weird. So, when Squidina takes Patrick and Cecil to the back of her mansion, the foreground layer of the shot can be seen cut off for a frame right here. I'm zooming in and I'm putting an arrow, and you guys can tell that this spot was supposed to like go longer, but it gets cut off early. Like, look at how weird this looks. It's only for a frame, but dude, it looks so strange. Let's do Skill Crane next. I feel like this is an underrated episode of SpongeBob. It's all about this new like skill crane machine being installed in the Krusty Krab, and Squidward doing everything he can to win its grand prize. As a matter of fact, here's a quick compilation of all the times Squidward tries and fails to win the machine, and him getting angry, like he gets really mad. We're gonna get right to the mistake afterwards, so stay tuned as it's a really bad mistake, but yeah, roll the footage, it's really funny. See, it's a good episode. Go watch it after this video. But for now, let's cover the mistakes in this episode.
Mr. Krabs, some guy in a suit wants to come in before we open.
What? Guy in a suit?
Okay, so this one's weird. Now, when this episode first starts in the clips you guys just saw, R.A. Penny Pincher's truck is right in front of the Krusty Krab windows, right here. All right, look at the shot, remember this. Really take in how close it is to the Krusty Krab windows and the restaurant itself. As when it eventually cuts to Squidward mopping, the truck is like farther away, way farther away, and the Krusty Krab clam sign, this one right here, here's a normal shot of the Krusty Krab. This sign right here that's always here, in this shot of Skill Crane, is missing. And remember, this all happens in a matter of seconds, so it's not like dude went into his truck and like moved it farther back. The animators drew it like this, forgot, and then drew it like this. Not a huge deal, but still a mistake and pretty weird, dude.
Goodies news!
Who's that, Mr. Krabs?
That appears to be Corporal Sterling, lad. Forgot all about that prank.
I know I'm kind of weird for this, but one of my favorite SpongeBob characters is Squidward, and it's awesome when Squidward gets like his own episodes where he's like the main character of the episode. And this is what happens in the insanely bizarre and wacky episode Squidward and Clarinet Land, where somehow Squidward ends up in this place, Clarinet Land, which is just wild. Like, look at how weird this place is.
Where am I? What is this place?
What's really strange in this episode, though, are the two mistakes. This first one, though, is just, wow, roll the footage.
I don't appreciate your tone.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend you.
This is a sacred place.
Definitely one of the worst mistakes I've covered. So as you guys can see, when the bald eagle over here grabs Squidward with his tongue, ew, for about one frame, this frame right here, Squidward's eyes are completely out of position. They're like behind his head, when of course they should be facing the eagle. Like, how did this happen? Like, what? If you thought this was bad though, take a look at mistake number 2 from Squidward and Clarinet Land. Like, this episode is full of mistakes.
Squidward? Are you okay?
It's such a nightmare.
Did you guys catch that one? So when Squidward mutters such a nightmare, for about 2 frames, if we look right here, his mouth, his entire bottom part of his mouth just was not drawn. It's only for a few frames, so it can kind of be forgiven, but like, how do these mistakes even happen, man? 2D animation's hard, I'll give them a break, but like, you just forgot to draw his whole mouth? Poor Squidward, but yeah, let's keep it rolling, guys. Lots of crazy mistakes coming up, so stay tuned.
Need 1 medical sea chicken.
Next up, we have a modern episode of SpongeBob. This episode's from the HD era. It's Code Yellow. And the plot of this episode's actually really, really funny. Squidward over here wants to get a nose job at the hospital, but somehow SpongeBob over here becomes his doctor and his surgeon. So yeah, I don't know about you guys, I would never let SpongeBob perform a surgery on my face. There's a lot of weird things going on in this hospital though. There's a mistake here that's really, really funny. I'm gonna roll the clip and let's see if you guys can spot it. And here's a hint, it has to do with this fish right here.
Ah, this is the life.
Oh boy, surgery! Oh, hi everybody!
Yeah, so when SpongeBob enters the operating room in the clips you guys just saw, this fish right here on the left, who looks like Incidental 6 kind of, is purple, all right? Remember this? He's purple. But here's the problem. In the following scenes, like seconds later, we jump to the same shot and that same fish is there, but look at him now. He's now a completely different color and he's kind of changed shape as well. So just like, what? Fish don't magically change colors in between scenes. What most likely happened here is they originally drew and colored this fish as purple and then forgot and gave him a completely different color, which looks so weird. This is just the tip of the iceberg, guys. I really wanted to make today, like all of the mistakes, to be like funny mistakes. So stay tuned, let's keep it moving. Plenty of more episodes to cover and plenty of more mistakes coming up. Before we head over to the next one though, do me a favor, in the comments, let me know 3 episodes you want me to cover in the future and I'll find mistakes in them. Do it right now, leave that comment, but let's head over to that next episode. Let's keep it moving.
I was born with glass bones and paper skin. Every morning I break my legs, and every afternoon I break my arms. Oh!
Next up is the season 3 banger, Chocolate with Nuts. If you don't know this episode, then you're living under a rock like Patrick. I love this episode, and it has some mistakes. Here's the first one.
Chocolate?
Chocolate? Did you say chocolate? Chocolate? Chocolate!
So take a close look at incidental 6 over here, as when he says, "Did you say chocolate?" his eyes are yellow and his tongue is red, as you can see here, alright, incidental 6. However, literally in the next shot, not only are his eyes now green, as you can see here, but his tongue is also pink. The tongue color change isn't that big of a deal, but how do you go from yellow to green eyes? And there's more. This episode has another mistake. Let's see if you guys can spot it.
Oh.
Listen closely, as this one is very detailed, okay? So, when SpongeBob and Patrick encounter the con man for the 3rd time, we can see this staircase to his front door right here. And what's important is that it only has 3 steps. Remember this, okay? Staircase right here, and it only has 3 steps. But moments later, when the con man eventually falls down this same staircase, it's the same staircase, it now magically has like 10 steps. Like, what? Did he renovate the staircase in between shots? Because this is totally a mistake. First it had 3 steps and now it has 10 steps. So yeah, a mistake. And let's keep it moving and head over to another cartoon with more mistakes, guys. Stay tuned, you're not gonna believe them. Next up is As Seen on TV. Now, this episode is about the Krusty Krab's first ever commercial, and SpongeBob over here thinks he's famous because he gets like a 2-second cameo in the commercial that airs on TV. It's really funny. SpongeBob gets a massive ego in the episode. It's hilarious. Here are some clips.
SpongeBob.
Wow, I'm getting recognized all over.
Hey, look!
Please, good people, no photos at work.
I gotta say, it's really weird seeing SpongeBob act like this. He's normally such a wholesome character, and he doesn't really care about attention that much. But in this episode, he thinks he's the star of the show. It's really funny the way he interacts with other characters. But what isn't so funny are the mistakes in this episode, and there's three mistakes in one episode. Here's the first one.
Squidward, this crowd is insatiable.
This first one is pretty bad, but I gotta say, you need the eyes of a hawk to be able to actually catch it. So at one point, SpongeBob lifts up his shirt collar, but if you look at the back, right by his fingers, it's like the smallest spot. I'm gonna zoom in on it so you guys can see. They didn't draw the back of his collar. Right there by his fingers, we should be able to see the back of his shirt, but I guess they just forgot to draw it. And now that I've shown you, you know it looks kind of weird. Not as weird as mistake number 2 though. This one's really bad.
There's a nun, an astronaut, and a hairdryer.
We want patties!
Well, the most I can juggle is 3.
Okay, so look during this scene. When the crowd says, "We want patties," incidental 46's waist is purple. Throughout the episode, it looks like this, right? This is how it's supposed to look, but in this one shot, for some reason, it's purple. I don't know what's going on, but hey, we still got one more mistake in this episode. Here's mistake number 3.
This looks expensive. Out of my way, coming through. Move it or oh, we'll have you explain that. A second Krusty Krab?
So early on in the episode, as you guys can see, there is a second Krusty Krab. But here's the problem. It's actually only shown when Mr. Krabs mentions it. In any other shot where you would be able to see it, it's just not there. Like in some of these shots, it should be right there. Here's a shot of it being there. Now look at these shots, it's just not there. It's missing, it's gone.
SpongeBob? What's happening?
I don't know.
Next up, the episode is Snooze You Lose. So this is another modern HD episode of SpongeBob, and I'm gonna play the mistake, but here's a little hint. It has to do with the top of Patrick's head, all right? Roll that footage. Yeah, so this is somewhat of a common mistake in 2D animation, and it's because animation is based off of layers, all right? Each item on screen, like SpongeBob, is one layer, the background is one layer. I'm not gonna explain it all right now because animation is complicated, but in this scene right here, if we pause at the right frame, look, Patrick's head gets cut off prematurely. What was supposed to happen here is Patrick's head is supposed to be touching like the side of the frame, so the top of his head would get cut off. But they positioned him a little too far from the right side of the frame, which is why we can just see this piece of his head missing. You know, it makes sense because Patrick doesn't have much of a brain, you know, maybe that's why half of his head got cut off, but it's more likely that it was a mistake, and it's okay, we'll forgive you, Nickelodeon.
I must be the opposite of SpongeBob by being
Squidward.
This next episode is a special one. It's a really good episode. It's opposite day. And I mean, the title's pretty self-explanatory. Squidward convinces SpongeBob that it's opposite day. So SpongeBob does what he would normally do, but the opposite of it. And this ends up backfiring on Squidward, but enough of all that. We're here for mistakes, not a plot summary. So here's the first one. And I will say, this is probably one of the worst mistakes I've ever covered in the history of this channel. Roll the footage.
The opposite day, Squidward! We hate you!
Let me show.
So after the realtor leaves, Squidward lays on the ground in shame. Now, in the close-up of his face, we can see that SpongeBob has his belt around his waist. But the problem is seconds before this, he had it wrapped around his head. So how it went from his head to his waist in a matter of seconds is kind of weird. What most likely happened here is the gag is that it's around SpongeBob's face, but they forgot about it in this one close-up shot and put it on his waist, not his face. It's a weird one, guys, and we've got more weird mistakes coming up, but first, how about we do a random mistake, where we take a quick break from SpongeBob to talk about a mistake in a random cartoon, and then we go right back to SpongeBob. So don't click off, SpongeBob is coming right back, okay? But for a moment, let's talk about mistakes in The Loud House. More specifically, the episode No Place Like Homeschool, okay? This is gonna be interesting. Here's a hint, this character right here is Lynn, okay? Roll the footage.
Big Ben. Homeschool, homeschool, homeschool. All the way on page 2? Well, of course we did.
Did you guys catch it? So, after Lola's siblings hear how homeschool works, the lower part of Lynn's hair is just randomly missing. It could be due to the angle, but look at this side by side. Normally, Lynn has hair right here, but it's missing right here in this shot, which I mean, come on, is a mistake. And it's time for SpongeBob again. Let's go see that yellow boy. Let's go see that yellow sponge and talk about more mistakes in SpongeBob. I've said this before, but SpongeBob season 4 is very underrated. You know, it's when Steven Hillenburg like kind of left the series, so some episodes are a little meh, but there's also really good episodes. And the episode New Leaf, in my opinion, is one of those episodes where Plankton pretends to turn a new leaf and not be evil anymore. Take a look at some of these scenes showing the episode's plot, and then we'll get right into the mistakes.
I guess I won.
You know, it's funny because Mr. Krabs could tell that Plankton was capping. He just knew. Anyways, though, it's mistake time. Here's the first one.
I got it. I got it.
I never give you the formula!
So as you guys just seen, at one point, Plankton opens this gotcha letter from Mr. Krabs, all right? Mr. Krabs pranked him, and then Mr. Krabs bursts through the door of the Chum Bucket. Now, the problem here is that the door is randomly transparent with like rectangular knobs, when in every other shot of this episode, it's red with round windows. So I highly doubt that Plankton did some like interior designing to his restaurant in the middle of an episode. You can see that the animators first drew his doors like this, red with round windows, and then they drew it like this, transparent with rectangular knobs. I'm doing a side-by-side right here, totally a mistake. And here's another one from New Leaf.
This is it! Yeah!
Yeah! This one happens really quick, but near the ending when Plankton gets the formula and laughs like a crazy person, his mouth actually just disappears for a frame. Like, look at this mouthless Plankton right here. My dude is just missing his mouth because the animators didn't draw it for a frame. But hey, it's fine. SpongeBob's a 2D animated show, and 2D animation is really hard, guys. You know what's also really hard though? Finding SpongeBob mistakes, and I've got more. And dude, some of these are really gonna blow your brain, so let's keep it rolling. Next up, we have a really dark episode in my opinion, the episode Jellyfish Hunter. This one is all about SpongeBob using jelly from like jellyfish as a condiment. But here's the problem, once Mr. Krabs sees how profitable the condiment can be, he takes things way too far and starts doing this to jellyfish. Like, I'm gonna roll the clip and then we'll get to the mistakes, but this dude is crazy. Yeah, Mr. Krabs is a psychopath, but so am I guess, because I spent hours finding these SpongeBob mistakes, so let's expose them. Here's the first one.
Blue jelly! Hey, old no name, what's happening?
This one you need like an eagle's eye to catch it. So when SpongeBob sees that no name is in his house, the bottom of the top bun of the Krabby Patty just repeatedly changes colors during some frames. Like I'm showing it in slow motion here, and you should be able to catch it. Like you can see it's just randomly, repeatedly changing colors. But here's also a side-by-side to show how different the colors actually are. It's a subtle difference, but I mean, of course this should not be happening. This is definitely some sort of animation glitch. And that's not it for Jellyfish Hunter. Here's mistake number 2. This one's very interesting.
More! 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 More!
Now this is another one that's insanely easy to miss. It's a continuity error. So as you can see, SpongeBob and his 5 clones are all wearing Krusty Krab hats. Now the problem is for one random scene, their hats just disappear before coming back in the very next scene. So they're all wearing the hat, and then for this one shot, the hat just disappears because the animators forgot to draw it. And then the hats just reappear afterwards. So like, what's going on here? That's a continuity error. Maybe they took their hats off just for this one part, but I doubt it. This was probably an error. And that's not it. Still one more from Jellyfish Hunter. Roll that footage.
More! 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 More!
So this one, I'll give them a bit of a pass as it happens while More Krabs is still fading in. But when More Krabs is fading in and appears for the first time, his mouth, which should be right here, is absent for like a split second. It's just not there. Once he fully fades in, it is there, but as he's fading in, it's missing. How I noticed this, I don't know, but I'm crazy. We're gonna do a really good episode. No free rides. And this episode is all about Mrs. Puff just not wanting to deal with SpongeBob's nonsense anymore and passing him despite the fact that he's not ready to drive. Now there are a ton of mistakes in this episode, but we're gonna focus on one that's like really, really funny. So roll the footage, let's take a look.
Not even if you were... Oh! Mrs. Puff?
Alright, so as you guys just saw, SpongeBob rips off the ski mask to reveal that the culprit is Mrs. Puff, leaving a little bit of the ski mask wrapped around her neck. It's also important to note that Mrs. Puff is in this attire right here. She's not dressed in her regular clothing, right? Well, here's the problem, as in the very next scene, like a couple of seconds later, not only is the bottom part of the ski mask that was literally just on her missing. To be fair, this part is okay, this is cartoon logic, but what's really bad is that Mrs. Puff is now randomly seen wearing her normal clothes. I have no idea how she changed her clothing in a matter of seconds from this outfit to this outfit. It's definitely some cartoon logic, but I'd say it's kind of stupid here. It definitely looks like an error.